top of the fingers. He's coming through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it hit about 95 miles an hour.
That's right.
So I'm surprised wasn't a finger flying into the fifth row of the game last night. But then again, that's the second time he's been hitting the hand because he does crowd the plate.
He does.
So they want to back him off a little bit, and those pitchers are saying, "Look, that's my territory." But if you get it out over the plate and he extends, it's pretty much gone.
Okay, so all of our highlights and cuts that you're listening to audio-wise from the Diamondbacks, courtesy of Arizona Sports Station 98.7. Here is Gino then after the game talking about getting hit.
This team is going through some struggles right now. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised. It happens in baseball. We just got to keep fighting to get out of this. It's not going to get better until we make it better. We can use every excuse in the book. We can rely on the fact that we've lost a number of players, and we can keep talking about that. But there's 26 guys in that room tomorrow morning. When they wake up, they're going to go out and play their best baseball game and expect to win it.
All right, so the skipper talking now about getting hit, the loss, everything that has gone wrong with his team. Manuch has already chronicled that it was like a Little League play in the inning of the first inning in last night's contest. Manuch, it's frustrating. You hear the frustration in Torey Lavella's voice. You hear the frustration when you talk to the players.
I think he's out of excuses, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you're right.
You see this team, and they're now when you look at the standings, we talked about 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. So right now, and I took a look at this this morning or late last night after the Dodgers got done playing. The Dodgers, they win again. Mm-hmm. So I look at the wild card spot. So they're already D-backs are 11 back. So now the Miami Marlins were like 9 games back. The Diamondbacks are now tied with the Miami Marlins at 7 games back of the third wild card spot.
Mm-hmm.
In the right now, the Padres have climbed. They hold the third wild card spot pretty much. And then you got the Reds 2 back. Cardinals at 3.5 back.
They're hanging in.
Giants, even though they've lost 8 out of 10, are 4 back. Diamondbacks have lost 6 out of the last 10. They're 7 back now.
How many?
7. So the Marlins are 7. So they've fallen back to the Marlins of all people.
Wow.
And they're 3 back of the Giants who are in front of them. And the Giants are 4 spots themselves of the third wild card spot. There's no way they can catch anybody.
No. They're not. No, they're toast. But that's why you have to unload your top players that contracts are expiring. And they have done that twice now, but they still have a couple of other players that I'm sure their phone is ringing off the hook. All right. Once again, in Detroit tonight, Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. Manuch, let's go to the pads popping yesterday. And it is Cardinals getting ready with training camp, and they roll and they play a preseason game next week. I guess the major question, and this is going to be the question for everything, is the play of quarterback Kyler Murray. 7th season now, and how good is he going to be, and can he help carry this team to at least a wild card spot this coming season? Here's the offensive coordinator, Drew Pensing, on Kyler Murray using his legs this season in the offense.
This is going to be a little bit of a cheat, whatever it takes to win the game. And I say that, and I truly mean that. And I think he feels that. And that a lot of that is going to be dictated at times by the defense. We do a lot of different things in the run game, and some of what they do may dictate who ends up with the ball in their hands, which we feel like gives us the advantage and allows us to have success. But it also means we're not always going to dictate who has the ball in their hands when they cross the line of scrimmage.
So when I hear that about Kyler Murray's legs, that's part of his game. We get it. Yep. It's always going to be part of his game. But I think we need to see him win games without so much him running helter-skelter all over the place. Now, he will go make a play. I wish – and what he's getting better at, I will say this.
Okay.
Kyler Murray's getting better at keeping his eyes up as he's running around to make the throw down the field. I think he's getting better in that. So some RPO option will be part of that. Bootlegs, waggles, sprint outs, getting him away from the center, getting him on the outside, so he has that option. You don't want to rely on his legs. It's good he's got the legs to make some plays, but you get him out there in harm's way, and these defensive backs, these linebackers, these safeties will tattoo you on a regular basis, and he's not big enough to take constant beatings.
That's fair.
Week in and week out. So I get what Drew Pensing is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, yeah, we want to incorporate his legs, but I think what he's saying is you got to be smart. about incorporating him in his running ability.
All right, so you talk about the passing game, and I remember last season you talking about Michael Wilson, and they didn't, in your estimation, if memory serves me correctly, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I thought you felt that they needed to try to get the ball to him. Do I remember you saying that?
And they started to the last 3 or 4 games because they were forced to. Yes, I like to see him be more of a regular in the offense
and not just an afterthought. All right, here is Pensing then on Michael Wilson.
I think it's a really good goal. I would love him to do that. I think that's always going to be a little bit predicated on scheme, play calling, and who we're going against. So my mindset to him is don't worry about that. And this is true in a lot of areas, we cannot be results driven. Like if that's how we operate as individuals or as a team, to me, we're focusing on the wrong things. And I think it's natural to say that. I also know just watching him work and watching him prep and watching him go out and practice that he's about the way we want to do things, and the constant improvement is really his focus. So not worried about that.
All right, there you go. Hopefully Michael Wilson gets a chance then to catch a few more passes from Kyler Murray. Speaking of Murray, after the workout, this was his comments on the difference in the offense under Drew Pensing this coming year.
Schematics. No, I mean, honestly, when it comes to offense, there's not much more that we're not going to be able to show during, preseason or anything like that. And we're not scheming up our defense. So right now it's honing in on what we do. It's not really throwing a whole bunch of new gimmick stuff out there. We're doing what we do, and we're, trying to get better at that.
I think what he's saying is let's just perfect what we have.
Okay.
They can expand on the offense. They still don't have the home run hitter, which I think they really missed out on in the offseason. That still could be a factor here in training camp. They find that home run hitter, that fast, speedy guy. But what he's saying is, look, we'll add some wrinkles here and there. We're not going to show them.
Right.
But let's perfect what we do best and hopefully sustain the ball. The other thing, too, third down conversions, I think is going to be a big goal for them. And I also think for them, as far as trying to find the big plays within this offense without a home run hitter.
All right, today's Replay Rewind presented by our great partnership with Lerner & Rowe. Interact, need a check, just make one call, 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com, and you get a free consultation. Once again, Lerner & Rowe, one call, that's all, 602-977-1900. 1900. All right, a quick timeout. When we come back, Cardinals already down 3 starters on defense. So how are they going to deal with that? Well, former Raider and Cardinal linebacker Rob Fredrickson is going to be our guest, and he is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, also on the FM dial at 98.7 HD-2. Here's Connor Collins with your ESPN 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Twin Peaks update. I'm Connor Collins. The Diamondbacks dropped the series opener to the Tigers 5-1 and will look to bounce back today versus Detroit. Brandon Pfaadt toes the rubber for Arizona with a record of 10-6 and a 4.76 ERA, while Casey Mize answers the bell for Detroit with a 9.94 record and a 3.4 ERA. On the injury front, Geno Suarez was hit in the hand by a 96-mile-per-hour pitch last night. The X-rays did come back negative, and he's going to be deemed as the day-to-day going forward. First pitch is set for 3:40 p.m. Catch all the action on 98.7 FM or stream live on the Arizona Sports app. The NFL is back, and Twin Peaks is the place to be. It's Thursday, LA versus Detroit Hall of Fame game, and all 5 Twin Peaks Valley locations are turning up the heat. Ice-cold beer, wall-to-wall TVs, and game day specials all day long. Kick off the season at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
At Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, the new Callaway X-Forged and X-Forged Max irons have arrived. The new forged irons feature single-piece forging for pure, responsive feedback and a tri-level sole for superior turf interaction. Swing by Vans Golf Shops to be the first to test drive the new Callaway X-Forged and X-Forged Max irons. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at righttoyota.com.
Attention golf lovers and putting enthusiasts. Are you ready to elevate your game? At Putting World, we've got cutting-edge technology that'll have you sinking putts like a pro. With high-tech simulators and expert coaches, you'll be on your way to mastering that tricky six-footer in no time. Check us out at puttingworld.com. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a newbie who thinks a hole-in-one is just a fancy donut, there's a place for you at Putting World. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rope is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rope is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rope is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
For nearly 150 years, American Humane Society has been a promise and a guiding light in the world of animal welfare. Our commitment to rescuing, caring for, and protecting animals sets a gold standard in care and compassion. As pioneers in the field, we've grown into a global authority, trusted to lead the way in nearly every arena of animal protection. We are the guardians of those who cannot speak for themselves. Join us, and together, we will create a more humane world.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on their new home, ESPN 620.
Here's Mohns, pressure right away. Mahomes is sacked. Josh Sweat gets home. Mahomes pressured again. Sack number 5. It's Josh Sweat again, who's got 2.5 for the game.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Josh Sweat and the Philadelphia Eagles dominated the Super Bowl. Chiefs never had a chance. All right, so let's get to our next guest. Fredrickson, former Raider, Lion, Cardinal linebacker. He is on with us right now. Rob, with what the Eagles accomplished against the Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes running for his life like that almost on every play and Josh Sweat chasing him down, how did that happen? Could you figure it out how they were able to dominate and never even blitz on any play?
Yeah. Hey, guys, thanks for having me. Yeah, I mean, that's the great mystery is how the Eagles were able to dominate the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Well, they rushed 4 and they dropped 7. And if you can do that, you can have success in this league. And that's kind of the recipe, I think, for the Arizona Cardinals. They're looking to do with their front 4 is not have to blitz, not have to bring pressure or anything exotic. Just rush 4, get some pressure on the quarterback, and allow those defensive backs to make some plays.
And Rob, as Jimmy alluded to, his stats in that game, he had 6 total tackles, 2 solos, 4 assists, and the 2.5 sacks. But let me give you the playoff numbers that for you as a former linebacker won't surprise you. During the playoffs, 15 tackles, 8 solos, 7 assists, and then the 2.5 sacks in that World Championship game. I got to imagine he's going to be very impactful with this Cardinals team and in the NFC West.
Yeah, he could have been the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I'm out here actually at Arizona Cardinals practice right now. They're in pads, and Josh Sweat just walked by me, and that's a big dude, and he's bigger than people think. He's all of 6'5" and probably 260 plus pounds.
Sure.
So he's not just a pass rusher though. Jonathan Gannon has talked about it, and he's really good at setting the edge, He plays an every down defensive end, outside linebacker. So I think they're looking for big things from Josh Sweat this season.
So for Nick Petzing as Nick Rollis as the defensive coordinator, how will that change his defense, or will it? And what piece of that puzzle will Sweat fit in?
Well, I think you have a guy that you can consistently rely on the outside, both in the passing game and the running game. So it's the other side that I think it'll impact in terms of who's going to be the other edge rusher and how is that going to play out. And that's what kind of training camp's all about, is to find out who those pieces are going to be. But yeah, Josh Sweat will rotate, I'm sure, to some extent, but you won't have to as much. He's a guy that can play 3 downs, like I said, and that frees up, I think, Nick Rollis to really do some things defensively. Baron Browning has looked really good. Jonathan Gannon just had a press conference, and he was really talking highly about what Baron Browning has been doing, and you hope B.J. Ojolari can come back from that injury and be productive as well. So for more than anything, I think it just means the Arizona Cardinals have a lot of depth at that outside linebacker / edge rush position. Got a lot of depth at the interior defensive line, something they really haven't had in the last 2 years.
We're having a conversation. Rob Fredrickson is our guest, everybody, on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, so this is a team, and you just talked about their depth, especially defensively, but they have now lost 2 starting cornerbacks, and Walter Nolan is out with a calf injury. It's eerily similar to what took place with Robinson last year, and hell, we never saw him till like the 11th or 12th game of the season. Have you encountered that before when you've been in player and when you were in training camp, that guys dropped so early in camp? Starters especially, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, like Star Thomas, he got the ACL. That's a tough injury to get, especially when this team was going to rely on him so heavily from that cornerback position. But they have depth. They got Will Johnson, the second round pick. He's now going to be really looked upon to be a key contributor, if not a starter, in the secondary. These are tough. These injuries that happen kind of seemingly without contact and just in training camp. The calf injury, that's something that you got to monitor. You got to watch that, and you can't rush a guy back too soon, because that we've all seen what can happen there, and it could lead to other things. But I think they'll be fine. They've done a good job. I think Monty Ossenfort has done a really good job the last couple of years of stacking the cupboards, really getting guys that can play and can be key contributors and can be starters if called upon. They've done a really good job defensively of really, building up the roster and making sure that when there are these unforeseen circumstances, when there are these injuries, there's not a precipitous drop-off in terms of production.
Well, speaking of production, how productive do you feel Cody Simon can be if he gets a chance to play that Mike backer? I know Mac Wilson Sr. is kind of the guy. I know J.J. Russell is questionable for now. But, boy, watching Cody Simon last year in the playoffs at Ohio State, he's a special breed of cat, Rob. I mean, could he pop in there if need be and make those calls, or are they going to just kind of weed him in, start him in the shallow end, and then take him to the deep end, finally take those floaties off? How do you see that incorporated?
Yeah, I think in training camp they're going to put him into the fire and really see what he can do in terms of handling the defensive calls, in terms of handling adjustments and play calling. And if it's too much for him, maybe they slow it back down. He starts off as special teams and maybe situational player. But if he can handle it, I see no reason why he can't be out there making those calls, making the adjustments. The biggest thing for me, for a young middle linebacker like him, is what's your defensive line like? And he's coming into this season with a fortified interior defensive line for the Arizona Cardinals. Not going to have a well, you're always going to have blockers on you, but the hope and the expectation is this defensive line will absorb a lot of those offensive linemen blocking, allow him to free flow and make plays and use his athletic ability. That's really what you want your linebackers to be able to do, is to flow sideline to sideline and be able to use their athletic ability and get to the ball and make plays.
Rob, is this the best front seven since the Jonathan Gannon era started 3 years ago?
Yes, I think so. I don't think that's a question. Now they got to put it into action. They got to go out on the field and execute and make sure that they're doing their responsibilities, doing their roles, and doing what they have to do. But from a talent standpoint, yeah, there's no question. This is the most talented defensive line room that the Arizona Cardinals have had since Jonathan Gannon has been here.
Okay, I know that your expertise is on the defensive side of the ball, but I would be remiss if I did not ask you an offensive question, especially about a certain wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr. Sensational catch yesterday, made the highlights on ESPN last night. When you see him now, Rob, can you, as a defensive player, can you already see the difference between him from last year to this year just by watching him in practice?
Well, I just walked by, and he's as big as me, probably maybe even bigger. So, yeah, I can certainly see the difference just from the eye test. He looks different. It remains to be seen again that relationship between him and Kyler. Are they on the same page? Last year, a lot of times you just saw them a little off in terms of the timing of things, back shoulder throws. Or the timing was just a little off, whether it was Marvin from the routes or Kyler just maybe putting it out there a little early or a little outside. But those things will get worked out in training camp. I see, from what I see from him, I think he's going to come into this season more confident. Because I think that was the biggest issue with Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, is just his confidence and just going up for those 50-50 balls, making those aggressive catches and asserting himself rather than allowing the ball to come to him.
So you look at all the things that are happening with this team right now, as Jimmy alluded to, the offense and defensive side, and we always talk about the must-have-tos at training camp. So you look at what's the must-have-to for the defense and what's the must-have-to for the offense by the time they take on the Saints in that opening game.
Yeah, I think the must-have-to for defense, we talked about it a little bit. I think it's just solidify that inside linebacker position or positions. You really want to know what linebackers you're going into the season with. Secondary, I feel pretty good about, even though they had the injury to start Thomas. Who's going to be the other outside edge rusher opposite of Josh Sweat? And then offensively, I think the big question mark is right guard. You know, who's going to really take and own that right guard position, that interior offensive line, both guards and center. That's got to be solidified to allow Kyler Murray to step into throws with confidence this year.
Rob, do you see this team being at least a wild card team this year?
You know, I think a lot of it is going to come down to the offense. I really do. And turnovers is going to be a big part of that. You look at last year before the bye week, I think Kyler Murray had 3 interceptions. And after the bye, it kind of went downhill from there. And you could trace it to turnovers. If the Cardinals don't turn the ball over offensively, this is a playoff team. This defense is that good.
All right, Rob, be honest with me now. I know you're out there watching practice. How many times did you get in the breakdown position with your hands on your knees and have a little bit of a flashback? Be honest.
Well, I didn't hear all that. The music is so loud here, but you said something about on your hands and knees.
Yeah, how many times did you get in the breakdown position with your hands on your knees getting ready to fit like circa 1995 or something like that?
You hit somebody.
Did you want to hit somebody?
Yeah.
Or are you over all that now?
Well, yeah. I mean, I still think I can play. It's weird, but then if I try to run from here to the wall, it'd probably take me a minute and a half to get 10 feet. So the body has betrayed the mind, I guess. But yeah, I get excited. I get jacked up for practice, for football season being here. It's an exciting time. Everybody loves football, and it's here. It's upon us, gentlemen.
Rob, we love having you on the show. Thank you for the time, and enjoy the rest of your day watching practice.
And don't hurt anybody, okay?
Yeah, really.
No, I won't. All right. Thanks, guys.
There you go. That's Rob Fredrickson, everybody. Former Raider Lion and, of course, Arizona Cardinal linebacker. Rob presented by Dos Equis and Backyards. And you can join us this fall for ASU watch parties at Backyards, Desert Ridge, and Gilbert. Live games, cold Dos Equis, and that true Sun Devil vibe. Now, we'll have much more information about our big parties coming up as we get closer to kickoff in late August. Once again, that's Dos Equis and Backyards. All right, we continue on. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2Gbar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Ready to hit Lake Pleasant the right way? West Side Recreation has your perfect day on the water. From Bluetooth speakers and tow bars to floating mats, tubes, full shade, and all the safety gear. Use code ESPN and get 15% off your rental right now. Whether you want to relax or ride wild, just bring the sunscreen. We've got the rest. Book today at westsideaz.com. West Side Recreation. We rent fun.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona, proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
Chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A. absent. Julio M. absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs like food, transportation, and health care.
Olivia H. absent. Preston L. absent.
But site coordinators from communities and schools connect kids to the resources they need so they show up prepared and ready to learn.
Jacob O. present.
Visit communitiesandschools.org. Being present matters. Chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A. absent. Julio M. absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs like food, transportation, and health care.
Olivia H. absent. Preston L. absent.
But site coordinators from communities and schools connect kids to the resources they need so they show up prepared and ready to learn.
Jacob O. present.
Visit communitiesandschools.org. Being present matters.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota On This Day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, we are back, and we roll until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Connor behind the glass along with Matt today. Let's get right to it on this day. It's presented by Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. It is Wright Toyota in Scottsdale.
Yeah, July 29th, 1948, the U.S. men's basketball team plays in its first Olympic game ever and crushes Switzerland 86-21 in London. That's right, 86-21. 1983, Steve Garvey's record 1,207 consecutive game play streak ends. He's the Ironman of the National League. I did not realize he played 1,207
It's a lot of games in a row.
I mean, the forearms, Popeye forearms.
Oh, yeah.
Were the things I think of Steve Garvey, just that powerful stroke in those Popeye arms. 1996, Charles Barkley becomes Team USA's all-time Olympic scoring leader, passing Michael Jordan during the Atlanta games. Remember those? 2011, the New York Mets trade Carlos Beltran to the San Francisco Giants for Zach Wheeler, one of the best Mets trades in hindsight. He just went off when he got there.
He did.
I mean, Beltran was one of those guys that he was 30, 35 home runs per year.
Yeah.
Not a big guy whatsoever.
But he was so consistent.
He was. And then 2021, your guy, Aaron Rodgers, reports to the Packers training camp after an offseason standoff. Yeah, the drama. The drama discounts and the ayahuasca ahead. That was.
The ayahuasca.
Remember that? I'm going to go in a teepee for about 3 weeks. I'm going to, whatever they do in a teepee for 3 weeks, but that is
and then he went to a cave somewhere. He did that too.
That was the ayahuasca.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a teepee, Timmy.
The cave, I think, that he went to was out in Oregon someplace.
Jimmy, it was a tent. It wasn't a cave.
He didn't go to, I thought he went to a cave.
No, it was a tent. It wasn't a cave. It was, that's what I'm trying to tell.
Well,
Are you listening?
I understand.
Jimmy B.
Yes.
Ayahuasca. He went into a tent.
Okay, that's
teepee.
fine.
Yeah,
but I thought that the reports were as well that he went into a cave as well.
Were you on something? Were you on some ayahuasca yourself?
I might have been. I could have. I could have had some gotcha. You know how I operate.
Some ganja? You were on some ganja?
I could have had
God, did you get that on tape? Some ganja?
All right, let's go. Little football at 50. It's all presented by G2G protein bars, and you can find them in the refrigerated section at Costco and online G2GBar.com. Grab and go goodness since 2010. On sale now at Costco.
All right, Baker Mayfield, he's going to get some dinero. Woo. He's going to receive another $30 million guaranteed for the duration of his contract. Now, I think he's got, 2 or 3 years left. So how about that, your practice? Hey, Baker, come here.
Yeah.
You're doing so well. Where they say he has the most touchdown passes in the last 2 years of any quarterback in the National Football League.
That is correct.
So we're going to reward you with another $30 million guarantee for the duration of your contract. Now that is called taking care of your employees.
Yes.
And here's a guy that took a chance on himself, went to the LA Rams a few years ago.
Well, yeah.
Basically
after
nothing.
Carolina kicked him out.
Yeah, basically for nothing. Well, Cleveland kicked him out.
Yeah.
Carolina kicked him out.
Yep.
And he went to the Rams those last, 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
And basically said, look, I'll take the minimum and I'll take the chance on myself. And after that, I went to Tampa Bay. Again, going to have to prove himself. The rest is history. So good for Baker Mayfield. Did I mention another $30 million guaranteed dinero for the remainder of his contract?
I was really happy when you and Rock offered me 28 cents extra an hour. I thought that was great.
And we're going to make you work for it, damn it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we did not get to this yesterday, but Brock Purdy and his lovely bride, Jenna, are now the proud parents of their very first child, Millie Jolene Purdy.
Ooh, all right.
As we recollect, we told you last week had left the team. She delivered her beautiful daughter, Millie Jolene, with the caption, "Life just became a whole lot sweeter," is what Jenna Purdy put on her Instagram page. So congratulations to Brock and Jenna and the entire Purdy family. The things you learn in the lab there, Jimmy B.
Are you taking credit for him being potent as well?
No, he's on his own on that bad boy. I thought this was interesting here. The Browns co-owner, Jimmy Haslam, on Tuesday dismissed any speculation that he's eyeing Texas quarterback Archie Manning in 2026 NFL draft.
Not Archie. Yeah,
Arch Manning.
Yeah.
He's a Tennessee alumnus.
Yep.
Has that strong relationship with Peyton. and Arch's uncle, basically. They have 2 first-rounders next year.
Yes.
Arch will be eligible. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Yeah.
Haslam talked about the speculation today, this morning. And Arch is entering his first full-time starter. So was he a redshirt sophomore?
Right.
He redshirt sophomore. He denied forcing the Browns pick as well with quarterback Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round of last year's draft. Even though he was in the draft room, standing behind his head coach and Kevin Stefanski and the general manager Andrew Berry, sitting behind them when Shedeur Sanders was available. Nothing to see here, Jimmy B.
I saw something on this story today, Manuch. I believe Arch Manning, the quarterback at Texas, is going to make in money over $10 million this season.
Yeah, that's reported. It's after it's all said and done.
Yeah.
They were talking about his $8.5 million being the highest collegiate athlete being paid, and some additional monies, as you talked about, Jimmy, that came up today.
Right.
Hey, this is kind of a sad story that kind of worked out in a way for NFL league offices. Yesterday, as we reported, it's out there that the gunman who killed 4 people at the Manhattan office building before killing himself was trying to target the headquarters of the NFL, but took the wrong elevator, is what they're saying. So investigators believe that Shane Tamura of Las Vegas was trying to get to the NFL offices.
Wow.
After shooting several people yesterday in the building's lobby, but accidentally entered the wrong set of elevator banks. So Mayor Eric Adams said in the interview yesterday. Now, the 4 people killed, including the New York City police officer Daryl Islam, were killed. Tamara, who played high school football in California nearly 2 decades ago, but never in the NFL had a history of mental illness.
Yeah.
Kind of got that. He was blaming the CTE and the NFL in reference to a couple of stories that were being said in the note. And he wrote several notes about the CTE. In the note, he repeatedly said he was sorry and asked that his brain be studied for CTE. And he also reverted back and told the story about Terry Long, who was diagnosed with CTE in the manner where he killed himself back in 2005.
Why didn't he just off himself? Why does he have to go kill other people? Look, if you're in that situation, just off yourself.
Well, you would hope he would do that. But the thing here is, the other thing they're questioning is the security in those lobbies. Heads up, the security officer was shot. Very difficult to handle against a rifle, high-powered rifle like that when a guy comes in.
Oh, yeah, it was automatic.
Very unfortunate.
He was firing as soon as he walked in the door. Hour 2, Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B continues. ESPN 620.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, it's Gambo, and I'm here with Stuart Willis, the president of Asset Preservation, Wealth, and Tax. Stuart, I know a lot of investors that don't really have a good relationship with their advisor because their advisor's checking in with them like once a year. You guys aren't like that.
I think it's very important to have a real relationship with my clients. Clients and investors should feel the same way about their financial advisor. When things go wrong, you want to be comfortable making that call, because when you have this surface level relationship, or if you've been passed off to some customer service line by your financial advisor, then you know what? There's nothing personal there. You need to be able to have a one-on-one real relationship. And I just say this, if that relationship doesn't exist, it's time to find a new one.
And if it's time to find a new one, I want you to call Asset Preservation, Wealth, and Tax. If you want a financial advisor that's going to be with you every step of the way and not just check in on you once a year, call 602-877-PLAN or go to AssetPreservationWealth.com.
Investment advisory services
services offered through Foundation Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, the Diamondbacks about an hour and a half away from getting underway in Detroit against the Tigers. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. Also, training camp continuing at the Cardinals State Farm Stadium. They are pad popping again today. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. We are hanging out today, as always, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and always streaming arizonasports.com. Manuch, let's start first with the Diamondbacks, and then we will move to football. My thought process is this. When they take the field, Gino Suarez, after what happened last night, should not be in the lineup. And even if he goes to Torrey and says, hey, my finger's good, just put a little tape on it, I'll just tape them together, and I'll be good to go, he's got to say no. Am I right on that or not?
I think if you're pro, Jimmy, if you're a player, you're competitive.
Yeah, I know he's competitive.
If you're good to go, you play. I mean,
Okay.
you play. Guys don't think that way. I mean, fans think that way.
Yeah, but what do you want to trade him and you don't want him to get hit again?
That's part of the game.
Okay.
He get traded today. He can be in the dugout for the Detroit Tigers tomorrow. Get hit in the game.
He could, because
it's
that's
just
the
part
rumor.
of the game. You can't put guys in bubble wrap.
Well, I understand that.
You can't do that. That's just a fan. Oh, they got to protect. No, you play them. And I think the more you play them, the more you get involved. I mean, a little bit of a slump right now. So work his way out of the slump. I mean, literally, he could literally, within the trade deadline, is what, 48 hours for the trade deadline?
Roughly, yeah.
So he could literally walk across the hall to the Detroit Tigers clubhouse if it happens. Matter of fact, there's a lot of scuttlebutt or speculation that the Tigers are extremely interested in Gino Suarez. So that's one
Bob
thing.
Nightingale told us that yesterday. Yeah.
I think the other thing, too, is you want to play. I mean, he's at the All-Star game.
Right.
A little bit of a break. Now, if he doesn't play today and it's sore, he's got to ice and take the day off. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
He's got is he out today? Okay,
all right,
Connor,
we
thank
just
you.
got confirmation. He is not in the lineup.
So there's a couple things. So he's probably out because of the finger. Or to what you're saying.
Yeah.
But most guys want to play.
Well,
they're going to want to play. Well, let's hold him out. No, that's if I'm him, Tori, I'm playing. You good? All right, I'm good. So we're going to play. So that's how that conversation basically goes. It's not so much him playing or not. Who's ever trying to make the trade for him, they know what they're going to get. They know what they're not going to get.
Right.
But the biggest thing is, what are they going to give up? So if it's Detroit, it's Seattle, it's the Yankees, it's the Mets, whoever it is, what is it you're willing to give up for this guy that's on the other side of 30? That is a guy that is streaky, but otherwise, if that pitch is out over the plate, you have a chance of taking it out the yard.
Mhm.
So they like that.
He's got over 30 home runs.
And he's playing good baseball. He runs the bases well. He fields fairly well. Got a strong arm.
He's not a great third baseman, but he is adequate.
He's adequate.
He's adequate.
We call that serviceable.
Yes.
And the reason why McMahon went to the Yankees versus Suarez, because his fielding.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Yankees feel better fielder, better arm, more range. We need a guy at the
not
corner.
as streaky at the plate, maybe?
Well, he doesn't have as many home runs. He's not going to be that power hitter.
Right.
So I think that for the Yankees, they feel, look, not that they won't make any more moves. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, they could still go find another bat if they need to.
Okay.
They got that wherewithal. But I think with McMahon, a lot of folks were, wow, why'd they take him from Colorado? And by the way, is McMahon out of purgatory by being in Colorado?
Can you imagine how happy he was when they called him into the office and said, hey, you've just been traded? And he's going, okay, where? The New York Yankees. Woo-hoo!
Hallelujah. He's like, yes, there is a God. Because
a baseball God, thank you.
Could you imagine suffering an effigy at 33 and a half games back? Yes. The Colorado Rockies are 28-78. 33 and a half back. By the way, I'm a stats guy.
I know you
I look at a lot of stats.
Yep.
And I always look at the run differential. Those that are the plus, minuses, or whatever. And just for example, the run differential with the Rockies is minus 266. Okay. So you're driving around.
Wait a minute.
Watching us on YouTube
what
at
was
Roc and
that
Manuch.
number again?
Yeah, minus 266. So just keep that in your mind.
Wow.
The most after minus 266 is minus 123 by the Athletics.
Good God, over 100 more.
Over 100 more. That's how bad this minor league team is in Colorado.
God. Well, that's why we were laughing. Where you said, "What? You traded me?"
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you look at the teams that are in first place. Obviously, you look at the Tigers. They're plus 66 with their 9-game lead over the Guardians. Not so much with the West, American League West. The Astros are plus 38. Mariners not too far behind. But the Texas Rangers, which is interesting, they're plus 72, and they're 4 games back of the Houston Astros,
right.
which tells me their pitching gives up a lot of runs, so they've got to score a lot of runs, and they're 4 games back. Now, the other team that scores a lot of runs but is kind of going neck and neck with the Brewers, it's the Cubs. They're plus 112, and they're still 1 game back, but they've won 62 games. So they're one of the best, if not the best hitting teams in the National League in all Major League Baseball.
It's interesting when you reference them and Milwaukee because nobody really talks that much about the Central, the National League Central with the Cubs and the Brewers right now and what they are doing. And those 2 teams are really good teams.
I sit there and look at this Rockies team, minus 266.
Got to go back to that.
What did Peyton Manning say in Saturday Night Live on that skit? So you want to lose?
That was it.
So you want to lose? So again, just watching this Diamondbacks team, just basically, I'll say, Jimmy, they're fading like tissue paper in a rainstorm.
Yeah.
They really are. So far, the running count that I've been keeping tabs of here.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, they've lost 6 out of the last 7.
Okay.
Especially after winning the first 3 against the Cardinals. They've got 2 runs. Yeah, 2 runs scored.
Like 2 runs scored yesterday?
In 38 innings.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 runs scored in 38 innings. They currently, as of their the Houston series, 0 for 22 with runners in scoring position. And since that Houston series and this last game against the Detroit Tigers, 27 base runners left on base. 27 left on base. 0 for 22 runners in scoring position. Currently, 2 runs in 38 innings of Major League Baseball for a team that at one time was in the top 3, top 4 as far as runs scored.
They were at that time, yes. All right, they are popping the pads again at State Farm Stadium. Cardinals training camp continuing. Manuch, this is something that you used to look forward to because that's really about the only time you got on the field. But
excuse me, I was a holder my first year in the National. I was on the field a lot. I held for Tom Dempsey, and then he got a little shankopotamus.
Yeah,
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
And they brought Nick Mickemeyer in.
Okay.
And I held for Nick for a year.
Uh-huh.
And then when I backed up Joe Ferguson, they said, that's too much for Manuch. We'll put David Hum as the holder. Hummer was third string, so I didn't want all that pressure to be backing up and be a holder. But if there was a Hall of Fame for holders, brother, I'm right there.
Oh, you're in it.
I'm first ballot.
You are.
You
would if you were holding when Tony Romo let that go through his hands.
How
for
dare
the
you
extra
say that,
point.
Jimmy?
I just thought I'd bring that up because I knew that you would jump on the mic,
Oh
Cowboy
my
boy.
gosh, there was just a little bit of burn in the back of my
Manuch
chest
would've
right
caught
there from
that ball.
that. Manuch, why would we have you out there?
Brother, see, he's starting and he's preoccupied with the last play. They didn't score, so he's got all that on his mind.
So you've never had the shaky hand, sweaty. You were always solid.
In Buffalo,
wait, you don't sweat there.
No, in Buffalo, you're just trying to keep your hands warm. And number two, the ball is hard as a rock.
Yeah.
They try to keep the balls warm when it's 95 degrees below zero, but that was the key, keeping your hands warm. Had the mufflers, they had those heating.
I had to do long snapping. Those things come flying at you, man. It's like just like a quarterback throwing a bullet pass. They're coming at you with some heat.
And I get if the laces are at 6, I turn them to 9.
Right.
If they're at 9, I turn them to 12.
Okay.
If they're at 3, I turn them back to 12.
Listen, he equates everything to the clock.
But you have to, because those kickers, let me tell you something. Kickers talk about, God bless them. I call them the necessary evil. And I love Nick Lowry, a lot of the kickers out there. But they don't like the laces at 6 o'clock.
No, they don't.
They don't want the laces. You turn them to 9, turn them to 3, whatever's easy. Put them at 12, preferred 12.
Okay, let me stop you. Because it takes me back to Ace Ventura, where the laces weren't out. It was funny. So as a holder and doing all of that, if you don't get the laces out and they are facing backwards toward the kicker,
never ever happen. Ever.
What happens to the
there.
ball? What happens to the ball?
Well, it can go. It's easier to go left and right because they don't get their foot doesn't get a clean placement on the leather.
Okay.
So when you have the laces there, they believe it can go left or right way too easy versus turning it out. And the other thing, when I was at the Green Bay Packers camp in '82.
Right.
Jan Stenerud, one of the greatest kickers of all time.
He is.
And Yorgi, as we called him, Jan liked his ball laces, turn. Mm-hmm. He liked the little tilt back. So he said, Manuch, just when you turn it, just tilt it back a little bit. So he wanted a little kind of a cockeyed to the right.
So it's not straight up and down.
So it's not straight up and down.
Okay.
So I know if that was kind of his soccer prowess.
Could have been.
Clearly wasn't his skiing prowess. He was one of the top skiers in the nation at Montana.
He went to Montana State on a skiing scholarship.
Yes, absolutely. But he wanted it tilted. Some guys will look quirky like that, but we try to get that kickoff with 1.2, 1.3 seconds. Snap, down, out was kind of our goal.
Okay.
But never in my life have those laces been at 6 o'clock in my entire life.
So you could have been Tony Romo and you could have saved the day for our one Connor Collins.
By the way, Connor, ever since that happened, Tony Romo never held again after that was it, just so you know.
Yeah, I wonder whose decision that
was. We didn't mean to wake you up back there, Connor.
Hey, everybody, as we can tell, the NFL is back. And there's no better place to kick off the season than our favorite place. That's Twin Peaks. And this Thursday, LA versus Detroit. Of course, it's the Hall of Fame game, and all 5 Twin Peaks locations are going to bring the heat day and night. Ice cold beer, wall-to-wall televisions, and unbeatable game day specials from kickoff to final whistle. Grab your crew and get to Twin Peaks. Your front row seat for football is waiting. It's Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and now football. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, it's our Stay Cool Spotlight, as we will take a look at one of the hottest stories that has taken place so far this past week. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, also on the FM dial, 98.7 FM, HD-2.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and and Row is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Row is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills. High school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Your child is sick. With those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on their new home, ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll all the way until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. It is time now for the Stay Cool Spotlight. We're going to turn up the heat on the hottest stories in sports while keeping you cool all summer long. It's all thanks to Stay Cool products and the Slim Cool Elite and the Cool Cube mobile air coolers. So this week's Stay Cool Spotlight is what my esteemed colleague used yesterday. The highlights of the, well, I guess they're still the Oakland Athletics, but they play in Sacramento. The designated hitter. Here is Nick Kurtz.
American League, he has certainly made an impact on the baseball. 38 extra base hits since April 23rd. That's the day he made his major league debut. Now he goes inside out, deep to left. Forget about that baseball. 0-1 in the air to deep left. Houston, you do have a problem. His name is the Big Amish.
I was a freshman in high school. That was the last time that he had an A's rookie with a 5-hit game.
First pitch. Oh, my!
Oh, my goodness. It's unbelievable. This kid is on another planet.
Swing and a drive. Deep to left. He's done it 4 times.
What a match Magical night for the Big Amish. Smooth as butter, baby.
Oh, that's right. Rookie Nick Kurtz, the Big Amish, if you're a young man from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Amish country, if you will.
Yeah, it is.
In that area. So those were the 4 home runs he hit the other night against the Houston Astros in Houston. But over the last 7 days, you guys all sitting down, got your seatbelts on?
I got it, yep.
All right, listen to this. This is one of the greatest 7 days for a rookie player ever in the, 225 years of Major League Baseball, give or take a few years.
Okay, fair.
Last 7 days.
Yeah.
Nick Kurtz was 15 for 25. Got that? Woo. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, 9 runs scored, 1 stolen base. Yeah, he can run a little bit. A batting average of 600.
Wait, what?
Yeah, a 600. On-base percentage of 643. And a slugging percentage. Now, before I give you this number, most slugging percentages, if they're pretty good, they're 0.550, 0.675.
Right.
No. His is 1.4000.
Get
one
out of here.
One of the greatest power weeks of any rookie ever in all of Major League Baseball. When you look at what Nick Kurtz did, this rookie that came out, they say came up in mid-April. Just he felt that he was in a groove. Everybody thinks about just the other night, the 4 home runs.
Yeah.
That's the first time ever a rookie hitting 4 home runs in one game. But the week that he had, it will go down in the annals of time. One of the best weeks for a rookie ever to see those kind of numbers. The slugging percentage, that's the thing that kind of knocks your socks off.
It does.
Barry Bonds, slugging percentage.
He was over 1,000.
Well, no. And on a career-wise.
Oh, not career. No.
Jimmy, let me finish the story. Just sit back, relax. Would you just zip it?
I'm just
this conversation.
I was offering up Barry Bonds, whose slugging percentage was up around 1,000 throughout the course of a season.
Could you just please just take a break
Manuch,
for about the next 3 hours?
Go right ahead.
Okay. Listen. That's one thing we're working on. Jimmy's listening skills.
Don't
interrupt.
What?
Were they saying $1 million? www.zipit.com. Let me finish the story. Jeez, Friday, Jimmy. Didn't we have
Will
some?
You hurry up here? Come on.
Rock and I, and you didn't we have some intermediate counseling with you?
No.
Just be quiet when somebody tells
Not
us a story.
doing it.
Okay. Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you, Connor. Please. His first time rookie in a week, 1.400. Now, your boy Barry Bonds. He was up about, I want to say 0.725, okay, on his season. Okay, that's it. See, isn't that good, Jimmy? When you just be quiet, listen, doze off like you typically do for about 3 or 4 minutes at a time.
Well, Manuch, I'm 92. You got to give me a break here.
So
I got to catch shut-eye.
That's our guy. That's Nick Kurtz. Kurtz has had a hell of a season. That's this week's Stay Cool Spotlight is the Athletics DH Nick Kurtz. All right, now you can talk, Jimmy.
Oh, thanks, Manuch. So what I find interesting, about
sabotaging a segment. I'm sorry,
never.
Connor.
I was on fire. The thing that I find so interesting about Kurtz and the Oakland A's playing in Sacramento, they're in like about a 14 or 15,000 seat AAA ballpark. And they sell out every night. And you have a guy like this. And you know what they're doing, Manuch? They're going to be a playoff team most likely next year. And they're going to move into that brand new ballpark in Las Vegas. So the fans in Vegas most likely will catch a major break because all of these young guys that the A's now are paying peanuts, they will still be paying them peanuts in roughly 2 years from now when they make that transition.
Yeah, when they make that move. So hopefully 2027, 2028. But they still got a ways to go. You look at this A's ball club, they're 15 games back in that American League West. And it'd be a big jump to jump the Rangers, Mariners, and Houston Astros when you look at this team. I mean, they have their moments. I mean, we talked about the differential, run differential. They're minus 123. They're still not hitting the ball. Now, Kurtz is that up and comer. He's that DH. He's that kid that they can build around. But they're going to need to go get that pitching. They're still going to have that low paying salary impact, if you will.
Right, yep.
But those are some of the things that they're looking at. So you talk about a young man that, to your point, in reference to playing in Sacramento, that not a big market.
Right.
So when this kid hits the 4 dingers the other night, and we go over his stats for the last 7 days, he's one of the best kept secrets in all Major League Baseball.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about the big dumper for the last month and a half.
Who's got 41 dumps?
So we got the big Amish now, both of them in the American League. So when you see that happening, those are some of the stories that you take a look at that people don't realize how impactful these young men can be at such a young age.
Manuch, where are you on some of the recent nicknames? The big Amish, the big dumper. Did you have a nickname at all when you played baseball or football?
No, the big bomber for one of them. Manuch, going deep.
Mr. Incomplete.
Mr. Clean. So you'll love this. So I get to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Jim Haslett, Freddie Smerlas, Jim Haslett.
Yes.
They both come out the same year I do, 1979.
Okay.
So we're at the hotel together, and I was one of those guys that after you work out, you shower, you clean up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shower, shave, comb the hair, go out. So all of a sudden, Freddie and Haslett, hey, Mr. Clean. I went, who's he talking to? Like, Manuch, you shower and clean up. You're coiffed every time we see you. I said, yeah, you never know, man.
You never know. Yeah.
I'm a QB.
Yeah. But hey, I'm a QB for the Buffalo Bills. Hello, ladies.
So Benny Johnson and Baby Johnson, who was drafted before me, great guy.
Yeah.
It was there, and I'd walk by. Mr. Clean, how you doing? And look, so I take my showers, I clean up, I actually comb my hair. I don't wear a hat going out and about.
Okay.
You just never know where there's a camera.
Yeah.
You just never know when somebody's going to want to talk to you, interview you. But, that was pretty much in pro ball, Mr. Clean, or the Mad Bomber at K-State, because I laid that bad boy out there.
The only nickname I ever got was when I was in college, and it had nothing to do with athletics. No.
Little fella.
This
Midget man.
Way worse than any of those. Munchkin man. Not even that. Way worse than that. Manuch, when you get to school, what do? Well, you're away from
college.
Yeah, you get to college, you go out and you party.
No, we didn't. We were athletes.
Oh, stop.
We didn't party.
So I'm out partying, and I learned a lesson. However, it took me 3 months. I can't hold my liquor. So
that's just you're 5 foot nothing, 100 nothing pounds. So what are you going to hold?
When we go
to hold?
So when we would go to the beer blast out in some field, I'd be puking like crazy after like 3 beers. I mean, I'm throwing. So after about 3 months, the light bulb finally goes on that I just can't. It doesn't work for me. I can have now 1, maybe 2, but that's it. So I got the nickname the Puker.
Oh, that's not good.
So when I would show up at a party, people would all scream, "What? You invited the Puker?"
Sure. You could go man the tap.
Man.
By the way, you're talking about Eastern Washington?
Eastern Washington.
So I talked to one of my recruits just real quick.
Yeah.
And he's getting recruited by 15, 20 schools.
Okay.
He just committed to a school. Okay, so we talked about your Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, it is, just so you know, your checks aren't clearing, obviously. Because they said it is the absolute pit of all the schools they visited. Their football facilities are probably some of the worst that they've visited.
Well, they have that red field.
No, the red field, that says obnoxious, number one.
It is.
And then number 2, the locker room, the sunken locker room.
Really?
They thought they were at a high school. No, high school gyms were better than what they saw. So obviously your $100 a year you're kicking in are not figuring out. Eastern Washington, I'm sorry, Jimmy, you got the red shirt on there today.
I do.
You got the red field. Mr. Puker, you need to start contributing a little more to Eastern Washington. The worst football facilities they've ever been a part of. Heads up, Jimmy.
Coming up, everybody, in our next segment, ASU reporting. That's right. Coaches are in meetings. Kids are getting ready to pad up and to start the practice. What can we expect for the defending Big 12 champion? We're going to discuss that. It's coming up next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. First, however, we have a ESPN Twin Peaks 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Twin Peaks ESPN 620 update. I'm Connor Collins. The Diamondbacks dropped their series opener to the Tigers 5-1 and will look to bounce back today versus Detroit. Brandon Pfaadt is on the rubber for Arizona with a record of 10-6 and a 4.76 ERA, while Casey Mize answers the bell for Detroit with a 9-4 record and a 3.40 ERA. On the injury front, Eugenio Suarez was hit on the hand by a 96-mile-per-hour pitch in last night's loss. However, the x-rays did come back negative, and it's going to be deemed as day-to-day. He has been ruled out of today's lineup for the injury, and that first pitch is set for tonight at 3:40 p.m. You can catch that action on 98.7 FM or stream it live on the Arizona Sports app. The NFL is back, and Twin Peaks is the place to be. This Thursday, it's LA versus Detroit in the Hall of Fame game, and all 5 Valley Twin Peaks are turning up the heat. Ice-cold beer, wall-to-wall TVs, and game day specials all day long. Twin Peaks.
Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure, followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com, or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
This summer, escape the heat and head to Backyard Desert Ridge, where Valley sports fans go to play. Catch every big moment on 4 massive 10 by 18-foot LED screens and over 40 HD TVs. Fuel up with wings, nachos, and 45-plus beers or cocktails on tap. Then keep the party going with live DJs and reverse happy hour specials. And this fall, it's Forks Up at Backyard, your go-to spot to catch every Sun Devil football game all season long. Reserve your table now at BackyardUSA.com.
Hey, Manuch here. As a former NFL quarterback, I've taken a few hits, but nothing worse than bad underwear. Sweaty, itchy, riding up. Now, that's a daily sack nobody needs. The crew at Chill Boys sent me their boxers and boxer briefs, and I'm telling you, these are the real MVP. The bamboo pairs, game changers. Cool, soft, breathable, like calling the perfect audible for your lower half. Even out in this Arizona heat, Chill Boys keeps me comfortable and focused. I've swapped out the old gear. Now I'm Team Chill Boys, and the whole squad at ESPN 620 is too. Try one pair, you'll feel the difference. Hit up chillboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's chillboys.com for underwear that protects the pocket and keeps you cool in crunch time.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
It's time for your weekly Dos Equis Sun Devil Report. Powered by Backyard, Desert Ridge, and Gilbert. With live DJs, reverse happy hour, and every ASU game this fall, it's Forks Up at Backyard, the Valley's ultimate game day destination. Stay locked in. Your Sun Devil Report starts now.
Second down and 10 is, again, a pass this time to Shimon Mateer, and Mateer is going to go uncontested into the end zone for a Sun Devil touchdown. A tight end screen to Shimon Mateer along the far side. Mateer caught it, turned, and there was nobody between him and the end zone. A 16-yard catch-and-run touchdown. Sam Levitt with his third touchdown pass of the first half. His 17th of the season. And for Mateer, it is his fourth touchdown reception of the year and his second in 2 weeks.
Not bad for a guy who transferred in from Cincinnati. Pretty good stuff. We're going to talk about Mateer and also the rest of the ASU team as they are now getting ready to open up, which brings us to this. He is the ASU tight ends coach. Jason Mohns is our guest. By the way, 7-time, and I was paid to say this by Manuch, 7-time state champion at Saguaro in Scottsdale. Coach, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you today?
I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for making sure he said that, Manuch. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You know me, Jason. By the way, Jason, that clip against my K-State Wildcats in Manhattan, Kansas, that was good therapy for me. That was totally good therapy. Yeah. And, I got to tell you what, you put that kid on the map with that screen call. I knew that kid, as Jimmy said, as he transferred from Cincinnati, but the athleticism, the size, and the prowess to basically walk through my Cats defense was very impressive.
Yeah, Shimon was a great late addition for us. He didn't come until after spring. So really fall camp last year was his first chance to establish himself. And, he did a phenomenal job, I think, really with what we're trying to do from an identity standpoint with his physicality up front. He's a striker. He's heavy-handed. And, then his ability to make plays with the ball. Coach Arroyo does a great job of finding ways to get our players the ball in good situations. And so some of the vertical pass game and the tight end screen game and RPO stuff. And Shimon was an all-conference performer last year and a terrific weapon for us and a guy that we're really excited to have back.
Jason, you look at it, and you guys were 5-0 when he caught a touchdown pass. So Wyoming, Kansas, UCF, and my K-State Cats, as well as U of A. Is that, I think you might have alluded to it with Coach Arroyo, play calling, just the balance of the offense to have your tight end involved that much for those wins?
100%. And obviously with a quarterback like Sam and last year, with Scat and what we wanted to do from an identity standpoint of running the ball and, big play, big time receiver like Jordan Tyson. I think the tight end is a guy that can really open up all those facets. And I think that's something that we made a point to do of having some ways to make sure we got the tight ends going, make sure we guaranteed touches for them. And, when you have weapons, you find ways to get your best players the ball. And Shimon was clearly one of our best players last year.
Jason, I think it's interesting, though, how you incorporate your tight ends because the air raid, the spread, the RPO, they're not really that much, or in the past, haven't been that much of a factor. Is the tight end starting to come into play even more so nowadays, at least the last 2 or 3 years?
Well, I think you look at what defenses are trying to do and getting into nickel personnel. And I think, when you can create it, we fancy ourselves more as a multiple pro style offense that can play fast. And when you watch the NFL, obviously the tight ends are such a huge part of that. And I think that's something that we've tried to do, really put the defense in, matchup conflicts and not just with one, but, getting into 2 and 3 tight end sets, something that we did this spring. And just even talking to our own guys on our defensive staff who do such a good job and the issues that creates for them from a personnel and an alignment standpoint is something that we definitely try to take advantage of.
Jason Mohns is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. We're talking ASU football. Coach, last year, we all know what Scatteraboo was capable of and what we witnessed throughout the entire season. Now the reports coming out of New York at Giants training camp, the kid is tearing it up, which is not surprising. So with him gone, and he was a monster part of the offense, and you said we like to play fast. Are you going to put the ball more in the air, or in your estimation, are the running backs that will replace Scatteraboo good enough to run similar to what you did last year?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think anybody that spent any time around Scat is surprised that he's doing what he's doing there in New York right now. Sure. The kid he's the definition of a football player. And we got to see it firsthand, so we knew what he was all about. But I think now everybody's getting a chance to see that he's not just a bruiser. He's got great ball skills. He's got great body control. He's a football player through and through, and he's a dynamic, explosive player. So we're thrilled. It's fun to watch him. It's fun to see him do the things that, to be honest with you, we all kind of knew he was going to do. I got to give a shout out to Coach Sean Aguano. Done such a phenomenal job with the running back room here at Arizona State since he got here. He's got a handful of guys in the NFL right now, and he's had a crazy run of 1,000-yard backs since he's been here. So obviously we have the utmost faith in him, and I think we have a very talented running back room, and I think it's very deep, and I think there's a lot of guys that complement each other with their skill set. So we feel really good about that. And we don't feel like we have to change, what we're about, which is the physicality on offense. And that starts up front and it starts with running the ball. With that said, we've got a really special quarterback in Sam Levitt. And one of the guys that, when you put the ball in his hands, he makes things happen. And so, I think any good play caller, plays to their strengths and plays to their talent. And I think Coach Arroyo has shown, during his career, and, obviously last year we saw firsthand that he is masterful in how he gets his best players involved and gets them the ball. And I'm excited for what we're going to do. I think we're going to be balanced. I think we're going to still hang our hat on physicality and running the rock, but we've got a guy behind center that's special and can create and he can make plays off script. And so we feel really good when the ball's in his hands.
Jason, you've watched a lot of football growing up with your dad, Coach Mohns, at ASU for many, many years. And watching him, you've watched a lot of quarterbacks come down the pike. Yeah, Soro High School, the quarterbacks you saw. Jimmy mentioned your 7 state titles that you had over there and now at ASU. So when you watch Sam Levitt, Heisman Trophy candidate contender, if you will, what are some of the facets you see in him that might be a little different or really push him to the top of the heap, if you will?
Yeah, it's funny. I have people that would ask me, like, when did you know Sam was going to be the guy, going to be that good? And I tell people it was when he was on his official visit. And maybe it's my experience because obviously before coming here, I coached the quarterbacks and called the offense, and I spent most of my time with those kind of guys. And it's just, Manuch, because you're one yourself and you spend a lot of time with them. It's just that it factor. It's that there's a certain command, there's a certain confidence, that there's a certain level of processing when you talk ball and you watch film and you see guys, process and communicate. And he just has it. He's an elite competitor at the very highest levels. I was blessed at Saguaro to be around some really special ones. He is an elite competitor. He's a leader. He's a tremendous worker. And, as an old high school coach, I always used to tell our guys, when your best players are your hardest workers, you usually have a good football team. And he embodies that. I mean, he's always leading from the front. He holds guys accountable. He loves football. He's an absolute football junkie. He's here all the time, watching film on his own. He gets guys together to throw. He makes Coach Dillingham calls them multipliers. There's multipliers and dividers, and multipliers are guys that make people around him better. And Sam he's a big time multiplier. So he's special. He's got it. He's got that special thing that makes quarterbacks great. It's a self-belief. It's a confidence. It's an ability to extend plays. He's super athletic. And, you guys saw that. I know a lot of ASU old school fans had glimpses of the snake running around, when Sam tucks the ball and he's not tucking to run. He's tucking to keep his eyes downfield and make something happen. But he's a special competitor. He plays with his heart on his sleeve, and the guys around him, they rally around him because of the way he competes.
Coach, did I hear you say that he didn't even pick up the football, didn't even throw a pass? It was just when he was on his visit, you could see that in him right away.
I felt it, yeah. And I know other people in the building did. I know that we had that feeling. I told my wife, we were at a dinner. I was like, this kid, he's got it. He's just wired differently. So I believed in him early. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I felt like he was going to be special. So it was cool. But hey, we've all missed before too. But he just had something about it. When you're around him, you could feel it, and I think that translated to our team, and the success that we had was a big part of his leadership and just not even his skill set, because he's a tremendously talented player, but just the way he competes and the way he leads, he makes everybody around him better.
Coach, you guys came out of nowhere last season. It was a terrific story. Do you now are going to not be the underdog? You guys have a target on the back. You are the hunted. Does that change any mentality or not?
Well, I think you have to understand that, what we did last year, we can't just sit back and expect that, what we did last year is going to be good enough to accomplish our goals this year. And so I think that was a challenge from Coach Dillingham, from the first team meeting we had after the season. When we came back, was like, man, what we did last year, it doesn't mean anything. It was great. And it was tremendous to be a part of that. But we can't think that what we did last year is going to, carry us forward this year. And so we have to show up. We have to work harder. We have to be better. We have to continue to attack the areas that are weaknesses. And I think that's been the mindset of this team is to understand we're not going to sneak up on anybody. We're going to get everybody's best shot. And, because of that, we have to prepare for it and we have to elevate our game. And so I think collectively as a team, players, coaches, everybody in the building, we've all tried to take a step forward and making sure that if all we do is what we did last year, it's not going to be enough. And so everybody pushing that much harder because we do have lofty goals and we don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We don't want to be a flash in the pan. We want to sustain success here.
Hey, got about a minute left here, Jason. Your third year at ASU, as we mentioned, the great career you had at Saguaro High School. What's been the biggest challenges, the biggest transition for you going full-time? And I know you spent a lot of hours over there at Scottsdale Saguaro High School to now being a Sun Devil for the first 3 years. What's been the biggest challenge or some of the things you've had to adhere to?
Yeah, I think, even if you ask my wife, I was running Saguaro like a college football program as best as I could and pouring everything I had into it. So, I think the biggest transition was just getting used to the college football cycle, the calendar, the schedule. When I was at Saguaro, I set the schedule, so I always knew what it was going to be. and when you come down and you're a little bit lower on the totem pole, you don't set the schedule. And so I think it was just getting my feet wet and going through the first 12-month cycle to kind of see the ebbs and flows of the college football calendar. And kind of you don't know what you don't know. And there's a little, I think, maybe anxiety attached to you just don't know what the next phase is going to be like. And so you're kind of on edge. And I felt like that's where I made a huge step last year is just knowing what to expect, and having an idea and feel that much more comfortable now going into year 3. I'm excited. This is really the first year that I haven't, it's like you still have the butterflies. Like anytime you go to fall camp, if you're not a little anxious, then there's something wrong with you. But I definitely feel a lot more at peace, a lot more confident in who I am as a coach and the things that I need to get accomplished with my room. So that was it. It was just the transition to a new season of life than I was used to.
I think your kids are just really happy that game day donuts are still intact. Is that correct?
Game day donuts are still intact, and they love. It's funny. I dropped my daughter off at her volleyball camp this morning, and I was like, "All right, what's your walk-up song? What do you want? Last song in the car." And she said "Thunderstruck." So I'm like, "All right, we're doing something right if she wants to hear Thunderstruck before she goes to volleyball camp." So sitting up in there and seeing Sparky stomp the bus and. It's pretty special. Our family, we're blessed to be here.
Nothing better than a little AC/DC coming at you. Coach, thank you so much for the time and enjoy the season. We look forward, we can get you on a few more times.
Appreciate you guys.
There you go. Jason Mohns, everybody. ASU tight ends coach. He is presented by Chill Boys. Are you wearing bad underwear? Well, Chill Boys boxers are a home run. They are soft, cool, built for comfort in the clutch. Step up to the plate at chillboys.com. Use code ESPN and score 20% off. Once again, that's chillboys.com. Quick timeout. When we come back, random fact of the day, followed by a little football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Introducing Baja Riba, premium tequila found at Albertsons, Safeway, and your favorite restaurants. Crafted from 100% blue Weber agave, Baja Riba offers an authentic sipping experience. With 88 years of tradition, our master distiller creates smooth flavors of baked agave, white pepper, and citrus zest. And don't miss our stunning handcrafted bottle, winner of the 2022 Bottle of the Year by Tequila Aficionado magazine. Discover the artistry of Baja Riba tequila, one of the finest in the world.
At Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, the new Callaway X-Forged and X-Forged Max irons have arrived. The new forged irons feature single-piece forging for pure, responsive feedback and a tri-level sole for superior turf interaction. Swing by Vans Golf Shops to be the first to test drive the new Callaway X-Forged and X-Forged Max irons. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Beat the heat with AC Experts. Is your air conditioning ready for summer? Don't sweat it. Our certified technicians are here to keep your home cool and comfortable. From routine maintenance to emergency repairs, we've got you covered. Enjoy staycations in a perfectly chilled home. For a limited time, take advantage of our special discounts on new AC installations. Call AC Experts today at 480-386-6980 or visit acexpertsaz.com to schedule your appointment. Stay cool
Arizona.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Turner and Road is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Did you buy a lemon? If you've had repairs under warranty, your vehicle may qualify as a lemon under the Arizona lemon law. Don't let them give you the runaround. You're not on your own. The law is on your side, and so am I. Hi, this is Henry with Hammer Law, Arizona's lemon law firm. Enforce your rights under the Arizona lemon law. Call Henry and drop the hammer. Call 480-480-1014 or check us out at hammerlemonlaw.com. That's hammerlemonlaw.com.
Let's get to today's random fact of the day, powered by Chill Boys. Want to stay cool, calm, and comfortable? Discover Chill Boys Bamboo Boxers. Visit chillboys.com and experience comfort where it counts.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. We've got all the way until 4 o'clock today. Diamondbacks will get underway in Detroit against the Tigers. First pitch, roughly at about 3:40 today. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. All right, let's do a little random fact of the day. What do you got, Manuch?
You're going to find this surprising, or you may not. The inventor of the Pringles can.
Oh, I love Pringles.
Is buried in one. Yeah, Fred
What?
Bauer.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, Fred Bauer.
Yeah.
Who invented the iconic Pringles packaging, had his ashes partially buried in a Pringles can after he passed in 2008. Now, talk about staying crispy.
I was just going to say.
All right.
Are you? Come on, you're putting me on here,
so
right?
Connor, you can participate in this one as well, too. Okay, so how many in the room have gotten an entire can of Pringles and devoured them in one sitting?
In college, I can tell you, after a night of
ganja,
just puff, pass, puff, pass. Probably 2 cans in 30 seconds.
Okay, Connor, you've been the former offensive tackle, big guy that you were. Not did you do a can? How many cans did you tackle at one time?
I think so. True story. These Pringles, they're the best type of chip you can get.
Yes.
If you have to go on a road trip. And as you know, Manuch, when you're traveling, you got to go on some of these 7-8 hour road trips.
Yes,
yeah.
I think the most I've had in one sitting was it had to be 4. It was either 4 or 5 because it was one of those at the grocery store where every time you add another one on, you got a discount. So I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I get 5 of these pizza pretzel things? Oh,
so
man,
did you
Pringles were good.
You did 4 cans at one time?
That's what he said.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere 4 or 5 because I remember it was one of those. It was a bundle. It was I think it was 5 because I think it was like a 5 for $5 bundle.
Yeah,
good.
I think I did like a half a can and went, you know what? This isn't right. This is not right. I said, I got to save some for tomorrow.
They have pretzel flavors or they have pizza flavors. They got sour cream and onion chip. I mean, man, Pringles do it right.
Brother, the sour cream.
Oh, they're good.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So this guy, part of his ashes are in a Pringles can.
Yeah, he developed the packaging. And we'd never ever seen a potato chip out of a can before.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I mean, ever.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
you protected the
That's why they work so well for me in college.
Oh, my God. Well, here's the combo, Connor. You're probably aware. So if you got sour cream and onion dip with this sour cream and onion chip.
Yeah.
Oh, talk about double dipping like that. I mean, that's, you know what? That's the deal right there. So after a couple brewskis or whatever the heck, you get home at about 2:00 in the morning.
Yep.
And there's like nothing in the cupboards but a Pringle can. and your roomie bought it.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I got you tomorrow. I'm done. I'm going to knock this bad boy out. So that is your random fact of the day, Jimmy.
Little football at 50, and it's presented by Westside Recreation. Ready to hit Lake Pleasant the right way? Westside Recreation has your perfect day on the water. From Bluetooth speakers and tow bars to floating mats, tubes, full shade, and all the safety gear. Use code ESPN. Get 15% off your rental right now. Book today, westsideaz.com. Again, that's westsideaz.com. Westside Recreation. We rent fun.
So how do you think you would feel if you're out there on a football field or you're just doing your job?
Right, yeah.
And you're just sitting here broadcasting. Right before the broadcasting, Rock shows up and says, you know what, Jimmy B? We're going to give you another $30 million guaranteed for the remainder of your contract. So that, what are you on, a 10-day, 20-day, whatever? So, yeah, Baker Mayfield this morning, they come up to him at practice and basically said, look, we're going to guarantee you another $30 million for the duration of his contract. Now, I'm not quite sure how many more years he has. I think it's 2 or 3 more years, but they're going to add on. And if you didn't know this, he has the most touchdown passes in the last 2 years of any NFL quarterback.
It's a great stat.
In the National Football League.
It's a great stat.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Guy that took a chance on himself. He went to the LA Rams, was about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes.
They were down to, I want to say even Bryce Perkins was hurt. And he played the last 3 or 4 games. I think he won 3 of them.
I think he won 3 of them.
Yeah, so he took a chance, minimum.
Yep.
Signs with the, at the time, signs with Tampa Bay. Now, you mentioned this earlier. He got kicked to the curb by the Cleveland Browns.
He did.
Goes to Carolina. They kick him to the curb.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I got to believe he and Jameis Winston were both in Carolina at the time.
Might have been.
So he moves on to the Rams. Plays 3 or 4
you
games.
Remember that Monday night game? He just got there. He had been there for like 2 days.
He got there Wednesday or Thursday and played Monday night.
Played Monday night, and they put him in because the offense was so putrid. He goes out there, and he wins the game with an unbelievable 35-yard touchdown pass.
The walk-on at Texas Tech, the walk-on at Oklahoma.
Yep.
And he literally had that walk-on mentality when he went to Tampa Bay. So Baker Mayfield's getting a little love from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brock Purdy and his lovely bride, Jenna, congratulations on Millie Jolene Purdy. She was just born just the other day. And exactly, a little love there with those two. So basically his wife wrote, life just became a whole lot sweeter, close quote. So congratulations to Brock, Jenna, and the entire Purdy. And as Millie Jolene is now part of the Purdy family.
There you go. Got paid, and now he's got a kid.
Yeah, how about that? It's a heck of a combination.
That's a good one. Hour number 3 coming up, everybody. Former Cardinals Raiders linebacker Rob Fredrickson will be our guest. We will also catch up with Arizona Republic columnist Bob McManaman as we will discuss Cardinals training camp. It's all coming up in our final hour here on a Wednesday. Hey, Manuch, where are we going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow, which is Wednesday tomorrow.
Oh, Tuesday.
Yeah, Wednesday tomorrow. We'll be right back here in the studios.
I'm in a hurry.
Are you okay?
No, I'm in a hurry. I wanted to get to Thursday. We're coming right back. ESPN 620.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-292-4382. That's 800-292-4382. 800-292-4382.
I'm Tony Goldwyn. As an actor and a director, I attend a lot of screenings. But there's one that's different. It's important, and it could save your life. A lung cancer screening. You know, I lost my mom to lung cancer when she was just 68 years old. That's Jennifer. Screenings help diagnose lung cancer early when it's most treatable, even curable. A quick low-dose CT scan is all it takes. Go-To for lung cancer is your go-to. Visit goto.org.
Opioid misuse and overdose deaths are serious health issues across the U.S. Anyone at a workplace, including workers, clients, customers, and visitors, can be at risk of an overdose if they use opioids. Are you prepared? Consider making non-prescription naloxone nasal spray a part of your workplace first aid kit. Naloxone reverses an opioid overdose and saves lives. Maintain workplace safety, offer training, and always call 911 for a suspected overdose. Visit naloxoneaz.com.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our Three Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, everybody, final hour as we go until 4 o'clock this afternoon. It is a Tuesday, and we will be here in the studio on Wednesday and Thursday. Manuch, where are we going to be?
We're going to be at the Camelback Twin Peaks. Just so you know, it is Tuesday today, Jimmy.
Yes.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yep.
Thursday will be at Twin Peaks Camelback. Friday,
okay,
which is your day off, thank God.
Yeah, me too.
We'll be at Wright Toyota. So are we squared away over there?
Okay, I'm good.
Did you get too much fresh air last night?
Oh, man, I love fresh air.
Now, here's another one, guys.
Okay.
I ask my quarterbacks when they get a little mentally irregular.
Like me?
Yeah. I always ask them, okay, did you get too much fresh air? Like what? Or do you have too many pixie sticks? Remember the pixie sticks?
I remember those.
Nothing but the sugar.
Yes.
I'll go, did you have too many pixie sticks? Because they get this brain overload.
Do they even know what a pixie stick is?
Yes, they do.
They do?
Oh, pixie sticks, Skittles, gummies, Milk Duds.
Wow.
By the way, if you got caps or you got fillings, be careful when you chew those Milk Duds. They will pop right out. Just ask my lovely bride, and she'll tell you.
Papa Manuch with some advice there for everybody.
I'm just making sure you didn't get too much air, too much sugar, and it's affected you today. Are you okay?
I'm good.
All right.
Diamondbacks first pitch roughly in about 40 minutes from right now. They are in Detroit. They will play the Tigers. Fought on the mound. Manuch, quickly your thoughts, because you have all of the statistical information that gives the total indication why this team has a dumpster fire mentality.
Well, they're struggling. I mean, it is, you lose 6 out of the last 7. You won the first 3 coming off the break. You lost 6 out of the last 7. The numbers don't lie, guys. They really don't. And you look at a couple things. The biggest number that I think really tells the story, they've only scored 2 runs in 38 innings. 2 runs in 38 innings.
That's incredible.
You know, we always talk about the clutch hitting or getting runners over or moving runners on. Since in this the 3 games versus Houston, and then moving to Detroit. So in these last couple of games, thus 4 games that they've lost 3 in a row, now 4 in a row, they are 0 for 22 with runners in scoring position.
Oh, man.
0 for 22, guys.
Oh.
They've left 27 runners left on base, okay? Here's another stat that kind of drives me nuts because sometimes I wonder when we look at managerial decisions or getting an offense going, getting something moving, 3 times the Diamondbacks got runners on with no outs, got a first base. 3 times they failed to score with a runner on first base with no outs. I didn't see anybody bunting the runner over, hitting to the right side. I didn't see any small ball. I didn't see anybody running. I didn't see any life or juice in the offense to create pressure on a defense against the Detroit Tigers. I just did not see that. Therein lies why there's so many runners in scoring position and or runners left on base. So those are some of the things that this offense is literally stuck in the mud. They're in park, and they can't get anything going. Now, when you have a pitcher, an Erod, who gave up 2 more home runs last night,
right,
who struggled once again, so he'll have 1 good game and then 5 bad games. Gives it up. You've had a couple guys that have been traded away. You've got another couple, 2 or 3 that are looking to be traded in the next 48 hours. Gino Suarez is one of those guys. I got to imagine there's a little bit of a malaise in that clubhouse. I mean,
that's fair.
How can it not be?
Right.
I mean, these guys are human.
Yeah.
They're out there trying hard. But when you're seeing missteps, you're seeing bad plays or errors in the outfield. Little league pop-ups where the left fielder should have that. He called everybody off. That being Gurriel. You got Thomas coming in from center field. You have the shortstop going out. He calls them off.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of backs. He's called them off. They've stopped. And he doesn't run through the ball to catch the ball. Air drops. That's early on. Those are some of the miscues.
That's in the first inning.
First inning. And then all of a sudden you're down 2-0, 3-0, 5-1. You're seeing so many mental mistakes along with the physical mistakes. You just wonder what the hell's going on. They are now 7 games back of the 3rd wild card spot.
Oh, they're done.
They're tied with the Miami Marlins, who were like 35 games back about 3 weeks ago. So they're looking at their 11 games back of first, 7 games back. It's over for all intents and purposes. So when you're playing for a whole lot of nothing, that does affect the mental psyche of this team.
I'm with you.
And you got a Detroit Tigers team that's vying to win a pennant in the American League. You got a Diamondback team that's going nowhere fast, as I mentioned. They're getting their pitching staff's getting gutted. You might have Suarez gone. Here's your most valuable player. You got Zach Gallen, who's a mystery of what happened to him, and you got Merrill Kelly. Those 3 are looking, at least at this point, speculated to be moved. And then you basically, when you think about a lot of the folks that could be moved in reference to all that being said, on top of it, you might have Shelby Miller, who is probably your top reliever as of now since Puck's gone. Jay Martinez is gone. And so Shelby, who will probably be healthy in the next 2 weeks or so, for somebody to pick him up and be a top reliever, if not a top closer, for those teams contending to win a pennant. So as I like to say, sometimes my quarterbacks, they are a big old melted chocolate mess right now. And I can describe that as, when you leave your chocolate bar on that cloth seat in your car and you forget to put it in the bag and it's melted everywhere. You know how hard that bad boy is to clean up?
Yes, it is.
It's hard. It's hard for this organization, for this team to get cleaned up, to have any kind of respectable run and even be close to 500 to finish this season.
You mentioned Gino. He is not in the lineup tonight after getting hit on the finger in the 9th inning in last night's game. So he is out of the lineup. Earlier today on ESPN, Jeff Passan, their baseball insider, talked a little bit about Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly on the trade market.
Go back to the Arizona Diamondbacks for the short-term starters. Both Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen are going to be free agents, and there are a lot of teams out there looking for guys, whether it is the Cubs, the Yankees, the Mets. You can go on and on. Everybody needs pitching, and everybody needs high-level pitching because once it comes to October, you absolutely cannot have enough.
So there you go. That was Jeff Passan today, which brings us to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. It's State 48 Roofing. All you have to do, You can call or just go to state48roofing.com. Here was the question. Who do you feel offers up the most trade value for the Diamondbacks? 4 options. 1, Gino. 2, Merrill. 3, Zach. 4, as Manuch just referenced, Shelby Miller. Manuch, where are you on this kind of now? I've had a little time to digest it.
If this was, I think Gino Suarez by far the most value, but I will say this: the guy that's gaining some traction or trending, I believe is Merrill Kelly. I really do.
Even with his age.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. As you just heard Jeff Passan say, look, they need somebody that for the playoffs only.
Right.
He gets traded somewhere. They deal with him in the offseason. They pick up his contract. I mean, the guy is still pitching very well.
Is, yeah.
He is the most consistent pitcher on this ball club. Now, you talked about Fott taking the bump tonight.
Right.
Ryan Nelson. So the 3 most consistent pitchers for the Diamondbacks are basically it's Merrill Kelly, Fott, and Ryan Nelson. Eduardo Rodriguez is basically a mess. Zach Gallen, I think, is more of a mental mess right now.
I agree with that.
7-12, 5.60 ERA. Eduardo Rodriguez, I have no idea. Everything that he throws is taken deep.
Yeah.
Or is he's either on or he's off, but he's been more off than on. And I think that you looked at him in June, he's pretty solid. But here we are at the end of July,
right,
going into August, and there's a lot of issues there. So when you look to get rid of Kelly, Gallen, Suarez, you know what? All 4 may be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at a place right now. If those 4 are gone, the next 2 to 8 Diamondback fans, I'm a Cardinal fan. We're kind of going through this right now. Next 2 or 3 years, it's going to take you a while to even get close to sniffing any kind of a wild card spot unless the pack falls back to you.
Manuch, they went all in after they got to the World Series, and the entire Valley and the entire state loved it.
And I commend them for that.
Yeah, I do too. They went all in. And then the next season, they went all in again and missed it by 1 game to get in. And then this year, they felt, at least on paper, that they had assembled a pitching staff that was as good as almost anybody else in the league and had an offense that was at least top 10 in offense. And it all went to hell in a handbasket because injuries just took it away from this team.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. The promise, right?
Yeah.
And I will say this. So you have you got Corbin Carroll's kind of leading off, making all the things happen. But then you get, one of the top pitchers, Corbin Burns comes in, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be your ace.
Yeah.
Opening day pitcher. Now there's something to do with him not having the right day or how he preps. And then it's kind of like, well, now we're going to go with Zach Gallen.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was really odd. So I felt, well, this would go Burns, Zach Gallen, and Merrill Kelly, E-Rod, and then there's the rest of them. Didn't that seem kind of like the beginning of something odd? It's like, why is it Corbin Burns, your ace, starting?
I kind of blew that off, to be honest with you.
I didn't.
Because pitchers are like kickers. They're goofy.
Well, here's the thing, though. But they had more than enough time to prep, or for whatever the reason was.
Whatever it was.
And whether, I don't think Zach Gallen's the kind of guy to get butt hurt over Corbin Burns, your Cy Young Award winner, coming in and taking the ball from the get-go. But it just kind of started off on the wrong foot and never really transpired. They win 4 or 5, and they lose 4 or 5. They never could get that lead. Chase, and the Dodgers got started off like gangbusters.
Mm-hmm.
So you felt, okay. So the Diamondbacks, the Padres, and San Francisco,
and the Giants.
Well, they were not even in the picture.
Yeah.
It was just the Padres and the D-backs. But it just, I don't know, from the get-go, and then all the injuries, and then everything just kind of, I think things have imploded. I would say imploded. I would say that things have caved in, and now it's in a cleanup. Cleanup on aisle 9.
Yeah, that's
cleanup on aisle 9. There's no more blue lights. Well, hold on a second. We got 48 hours, so there might be a couple Kmart blue light specials on aisle 15. You never know.
The Cardinals are working out at State Farm. They have downed 3 starters already on defense. So what does all that mean? Well, former Raider and Cardinal linebacker Rob Fredrickson is going to weigh in, and he is coming up next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona, proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell. Next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club. A one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills. Just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Has your vehicle broke down or experienced other issues? If you've had repairs under warranty, your vehicle may qualify as a lemon under the Arizona Lemon Law. Hi, this is Henry with Hammer Law, Arizona's lemon law firm. We're here to help. Whether your vehicle has had multiple issues or it's just been in the shop forever, you have rights as a consumer. But these big companies don't care about the law, and they certainly don't care about you. They want you to just go away and deal with it. But the good news is you're not on your own. The law is on your side, and so am I. Arizona law allows you the right to hire an attorney for free and fight back. The law is there to protect you, but it only works if you take advantage of it. Don't get pushed around. Enforce your rights under the Arizona Lemon Law. Call Henry and drop the hammer. Call 480-480-1014 or check us out at hammerlemonlaw.com. That's hammerlemonlaw.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on their new home, ESPN 620.
Here's Mohns, pressure right away. Mahomes is sacked. Josh Sweat gets home. Mahomes pressured again. Sack number 5. It's Josh Sweat again, who's got 2.5 for the game.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Josh Sweat and the Philadelphia Eagles dominated the Super Bowl. Chiefs never had a chance. All right, so let's get to our next guest. Fredrickson, former Raider, Lion, Cardinal linebacker. He is on with us right now. Rob, with what the Eagles accomplished against the Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes running for his life like that almost on every play and Josh Sweat chasing him down, how did that happen? Could you figure it out how they were able to dominate and never even blitz on any play?
Yeah. Hey, guys, thanks for having me. Yeah, I mean, that's the great mystery is how the Eagles were able to dominate the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Well, they rushed 4 and they dropped 7. And if you can do that, you can have success in this league. And that's kind of the recipe, I think, for the Arizona Cardinals. They're looking to do with their front 4 is not have to blitz, not have to bring pressure or anything exotic. Just rush 4, get some pressure on the quarterback, and allow those defensive backs to make some plays.
And Rob, as Jimmy alluded to, his stats in that game, he had 6 total tackles, 2 solos, 4 assists, and the 2.5 sacks. But let me give you the playoff numbers that for you as a former linebacker won't surprise you. During the playoffs, 15 tackles, 8 solos, 7 assists, and then the 2.5 sacks in that World Championship game. I got to imagine he's going to be very impactful with this Cardinals team and in the NFC West.
Yeah, he could have been the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I'm out here actually at Arizona Cardinals practice right now. They're in pads, and Josh Sweat just walked by me, and that's a big dude, and he's bigger than people think. He's all of 6'5" and probably 260 plus pounds.
Sure.
So he's not just a pass rusher though. Jonathan Gannon has talked about it, and he's really good at setting the edge. He plays an every down defensive end, outside linebacker. So I think they're looking for big things from Josh Sweat this season.
So for Nick Petzing as Nick Rollis as the defensive coordinator, how will that change his defense, or will it? And what piece of that puzzle will Sweat fit in?
Well, I think you have a guy that you can consistently rely on the outside, both in the passing game and the running game. So it's the other side that I think it'll impact in terms of who's going to be the other edge rusher and how is that going to play out. And that's what kind of training camp's all about, is to find out who those pieces are going to be. But yeah, Josh Sweat will rotate, I'm sure, to some extent, but you won't have to as much. He's a guy that can play 3 downs, like I said, and that frees up, I think, Nick Rollis to really do some things defensively. Baron Browning has looked really good. Jonathan Gannon just had a press conference, and he was really talking highly about what Baron Browning has been doing, and you hope B.J. Ojulari can come back from that injury and be productive as well. So for more than anything, I think it just means the Arizona Cardinals have a lot of depth at that outside linebacker / edge rush position. Got a lot of depth at the interior defensive line, something they really haven't had in the last 2 years.
We're having a conversation. Rob Fredrickson is our guest, everybody, on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, so this is a team, and you just talked about their depth, especially defensively, but they have now lost 2 starting cornerbacks, and Walter Nolan is out with a calf injury. It's eerily similar to what took place with Robinson last year, and hell, we never saw him till like the 11th or 12th game of the season. Have you encountered that before when you've been in player and when you were in training camp, that guys dropped so early in camp? Starters especially, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, like Star Thomas, he got the ACL. That's a tough injury to get, especially when this team was going to rely on him so heavily from that cornerback position. But they have depth. They got Will Johnson, the second round pick. He's now going to be really looked upon to be a key contributor, if not a starter, in the secondary. These are tough. These injuries that happen kind of seemingly without contact and just in training camp. The calf injury, that's something that you got to monitor. You got to watch that, and you can't rush a guy back too soon, because that we've all seen what can happen there, and it could lead to other things. But I think they'll be fine. They've done a good job. I think Monty Ossenfort has done a really good job the last couple of years of stacking the cupboards, of really getting guys that can play and can be key contributors and can be starters if called upon. They've done a really good job defensively of really, building up the roster and making sure that when there are these unforeseen circumstances, when there are these injuries, there's not a precipitous drop-off in terms of production.
Well, speaking of production, how productive do you feel Cody Simon can be if he gets a chance to play that Mike backer? I know Mac Wilson Sr. is kind of the guy. I know J.J. Russell is questionable for now. But boy, watching Cody Simon last year in the playoffs at Ohio State, he's a special breed of cat, Rob. I mean, could he pop in there if need be and make those calls, or are they going to just kind of weed him in, start him in the shallow end, and then take him to the deep end, finally take those floaties off? How do you see that incorporated?
Yeah, I think in training camp they're good. They're going to put him into the fire and really see what he can do in terms of handling the defensive calls, in terms of handling adjustments and play calling. And if it's too much for him, maybe they slow it back down. He starts off as special teams and maybe situational player. But if he can handle it, I see no reason why he can't be out there making those calls, making the adjustments. The biggest thing for me, for a young middle linebacker like him, is what's your defensive line like? Mm-hmm. And he's coming into this season with a fortified interior defensive line for the Arizona Cardinals. Not going to have well, you're always going to have blockers on you, but the hope and the expectation is this defensive line will absorb a lot of those offensive linemen blocking, allow him to free flow and make plays and use his athletic ability. That's really what you want your linebackers to be able to do, is to flow sideline to sideline and be able to use their athletic ability and get to the ball and make plays.
Rob, is this the best front seven since the Jonathan Gannon era started 3 years ago?
Yes, I think so. I don't think that's a question. Now they got to put it into action. They got to go out on the field and execute and make sure that they're doing their responsibilities, doing their roles, and doing what they have to do. But from a talent standpoint, yeah, there's no question. This is the most talented defensive line room that the Arizona Cardinals have had since Jonathan Gannon has been here.
Okay, I know that your expertise is on the defensive side of the ball, but I would be remiss if I did not ask you an offensive question, especially about a certain wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr. Sensational catch yesterday, made the highlights on ESPN last night. When you see him now, Rob, can you, as a defensive player, can you already see the difference between him from last year to this year just by watching him in practice?
Well, he just walked by, and he's as big as me, probably maybe even bigger. So, yeah, I can certainly see the difference just from the eye test. He looks different. It remains to be seen again that relationship between him and Kyler. Are they on the same page? Last year, a lot of times you just saw them a little off in terms of the timing of things, back shoulder throws, or the timing was just a little off, whether it was Marvin from the routes or Kyler just maybe putting it out there a little early or a little outside. But those things will get worked out in training camp. I see, from what I see from him, I think he's going to come into this season more confident. Because I think that was the biggest issue with Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, is just his confidence and just going up for those 50-50 balls, making those aggressive catches and asserting himself rather than allowing the ball to come to him.
So you look at all the things that are happening with this team right now, as Jimmy alluded to, the offense and defensive side. And we always talk about the must-have-tos at training camp. So you look at what's the must-have-to for the defense and what's the must-have-to for the offense by the time they take on the Saints in that opening game.
Yeah, I think the must-have-to for defense, we talked about a little bit. I think it's just solidify that inside linebacker position or positions. You really want to know what linebackers you're going into the season with. Secondary, I feel pretty good about, even though they had the injury to start Thomas. Who's going to be the other outside edge rusher opposite of Josh Sweat? And offensively, I think the big question mark is right guard. You know, who's going to really take and own that right guard position, that interior offensive line, both guards and center. That's got to be solidified to allow Kyler Murray to step into throws with confidence this year.
Rob, do you see this team being at least a wild card team this year?
You know, I think a lot of it is going to come down to the offense. I really do. And turnovers is going to be a big part of that. You look at last year before the bye week, I think Kyler Murray had 3 interceptions. And then after the bye, it kind of went downhill from there. And you could trace it to turnovers. If the Cardinals don't turn the ball over offensively, this is a playoff team. This defense is that good.
All right, Rob, be honest with me now. I know you're out there watching practice. How many times did you get in the breakdown position with your hands on your knees and have a little bit of a flashback? Be honest.
I didn't hear all that. The music is so loud here, but you said something about on your hands and knees.
Yeah, how many times did you get in the breakdown position with your hands on your knees getting ready to fit like circa 1995 or something like that?
Hit somebody.
Did you want to hit somebody?
Yeah.
Or are you over all that now?
Well, yeah. I mean, I still think I can play. It's weird, but then if I try to run from here to the wall, it'd probably take me a minute and a half to get 10 feet. So the body has betrayed the mind, I guess. But yeah, I get excited. I get jacked up for practice, for football season being here. It's an exciting time. Everybody loves football, and it's here. It's upon us, gentlemen.
Rob, we love having you on the show. Thank you for the time, and enjoy the rest of your day watching practice.
And don't hurt anybody, okay?
Yeah, really.
No, I won't. All right. Thanks, guys.
There you go. That's Rob Fredrickson, everybody. Former Raider Lion and, of course, Arizona Cardinal linebacker. Rob, presented by Dos Equis and Backyards. And you can join us this fall for ASU watch parties at Backyards, Desert Ridge, and Gilbert. Live games, cold Dos Equis, and that true Sun Devil vibe. Now, we'll have much more information about our big parties coming up as we get closer to kickoff in late August. Once again, that's Dos Equis and Backyards. All right, we continue on. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Twin Peaks ESPN 620 update. I'm Connor Collins. The Diamondbacks dropped out series opener to the Tigers 5-1, and now they're looking to bounce back as they're about to get ready for first pitch, actually coming up just now. Brandon Pfaadt is set to start off for Arizona with a record of 10-6 and a 4.76 ERA, while Casey Mize is going to be answering the bell for Detroit with a 9-4 record and a 3.4 ERA. On the injury front, Eugenio Suarez is going to be out for this game as he got hit last night with a 96-mile-per-hour fast pitch. The X-ray ruling did come back negative, which is good, so he's going to be day-to-day going forward. You can catch all the action right now on 98.7 or stream it live on Arizona Sports app. The NFL is back, and Twin Peaks is the place to be. This Thursday, it's LA versus Detroit, the Hall of Fame game. Make sure you're there at one of the Five Valley Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
At Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, the new Callaway X-Forged and X-Forged Max irons have arrived. The new forged irons feature single-piece forging for pure, responsive feedback and a tri-level sole for superior turf interaction. Swing by Vans Golf Shops to be the first to test drive the new Callaway X-Forged and X-Forged Max irons. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
This summer, escape the heat and head to Backyard Desert Ridge, where Valley sports fans go to play. Catch every big moment on 4 massive 10 by 18-foot LED screens and over 40 HD TVs. Fuel up with wings, nachos, and 45-plus beers or cocktails on tap. Then keep the party going with live DJs and reverse happy hour specials. And this fall, it's Forks Up at Backyard, your go-to spot to catch every Sun Devil football game all season long. Reserve your table now at BackyardUSA.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Opioid misuse and overdose deaths are serious health issues across the U.S. Anyone at a workplace, including workers, clients, customers, and visitors, can be at risk of an overdose if they use opioids. Are you prepared? Consider making non-prescription naloxone nasal spray a part of your workplace first aid kit. Naloxone reverses an opioid overdose and saves lives. Maintain workplace safety, offer training, and always call 911 for a suspected overdose. Visit naloxoneaz.com.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
Let's go inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with Bob McManaman. Bob's been covering Arizona sports for the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com since 1981. Now, Arizona Republic columnist Bobby Mack on ESPN 620.
All right, Bobby's here. He's been hanging out at Cardinal training camp today, watching the guys go after it. We'll get into that in just a moment because we've been following you, Bobby, of course, on X. But it is a sad day as well. And Manuch came across something that you wrote about Ryne Sandberg in the early 90s. And then you decided that after what has taken place with his passing, that you would revisit that article. Go ahead and just kind of expound a little bit your thoughts on Ryne Sandberg, on Rhino.
Yeah, he was just a great all-around, and a legend, really, and a great dude. And he had a home here for a long, long time, and got to know him over the years of mostly through spring training, out in Mesa with the Cubs during his heyday, going pretty far back. And then in the majors, and then we caught wind that he was going to retire. The paper flew me to San Diego for his last game, and it turned out to be the last game for Harry Carey as well. So it was a very weird situation. In June, I think, of '94, they started the same year and they ended the same year. It was pretty interesting in Chicago. But Ryan wanted to plug his book and reached out, and I was happy to talk to him and detail what he was going through. And it was a really interesting retirement, a lot of questions surrounding it. He came clean and told a lot of fun stories during that conversation in that book. And if you love Sandberg, go get that book, Second to Home. It's a pretty outstanding book, and it's still relevant today.
So, matter of fact, I'm reading the excerpts here that you wrote, Bob, is excellent to go revisit that Second to Home. And knowing Ryan, what little bit I knew him, came across him several times, and know his wife, Margaret, for many, many years. Just the humility with this guy. You would never know that this guy was a superstar in one of the biggest cities in the nation in Major League Baseball. And I told Jimmy he fit that role of being truly Mr. Cub, besides Ernie Banks. And I can imagine him as 1B as far as Mr. Cub.
I would agree with that. I mean, there's been some doozies over the years. And I don't know what that makes Mark Grace. But another great guy during that era. But Rhino was first class, Hall of Famer, and genuine. That's what I always liked about him. I mean, he always made time for everybody, no matter who you were, what level you were at, the kids, training, autographs, photos. Some guys are just like that. Tony Gwynn was like that. Ryne Sandberg was definitely that guy.
Bob McManaman is our guest here on the Right Toyota guest line. You can follow Bobby Mack on X at AZ Bobby Mack. That's AZ Bobby Mack. Okay, to the games that the guys are playing right now and the practice sessions. I saw your tweet earlier today that, that Kyler Murray says that Trey McBride is going to be even better than what we saw last year. How do you read that, Bobby?
He believes it. I think Trey believes it. He's not saying that, but his quarterback is saying it. That's good enough for me to put out there in the ethosphere. It's a big deal. I mean, this is going to be a huge year for Kyler, and he's going to be relying on Trey McBride a whole hell of a lot. Just like Marvin Harrison Jr., but Trey McBride is the security blanket, and I think he's going to end up with the most targets, and I don't have an issue with that at all, and I think they'll win games by doing that. They'll still run the ball, but this offense is going to be led by Trey McBride in many ways. Maybe not always, but in many ways. And, I don't know how much better he can get. He could score more touchdowns. That would be something. So there's another level he could reach. He hasn't ever had, according to my colleague Teo Mack, he's only never had more than 4 touchdowns in a single season since the junior year of his high school career. So in a year. So that's something. So,
I think what you're alluding to is the biggest improvement inside the red zone. Remember last year, I think you might have wrote about this. That he's one of the tight ends that had so many receptions, was so effective, but inside the red zone, we didn't see him much. And I think if there's one area where that could be improved, is to utilize him more so in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to the offensive coordinator about that yesterday, Drew Patzing, and he said, look, if we're first and goal at the 1, we're not going to throw the ball on 4 straight downs, and you guys wouldn't expect us to, and that's agreeable.
Sure.
A lot of times they were facing short goal-to-goal situations. So, that takes a little bit of the pass element out of the game when you've got bruising back like James Conner and other things. I think McBride did catch a shovel pass or even a run for a touchdown last year. They didn't use him a ton. Well, they better do that, right? Take advantage of one of your best strengths in the red zone. And that's what he and Marvin are there for, and others as well. So that's a good way to get him more touchdowns, that's for sure.
Bob, do you sense a sense of urgency, or we must do this kind of thing when you hear Kyler talk, your Trey talk? I mean, you just hear a little more urgency that it's kind of them saying, we got to get this done this year without them saying it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good point, and it's a good way to say it because they're saying it a little different. Kyler was very careful when we talked to him yesterday for the first time in camp, but he said, look, this is basically the best team I've had since I've been here. It's year 7. It's time. And he said the word Super Bowls again, or at least Super Bowl. That's the goal, and that's the goal every year. And, they've been to the playoffs once. They haven't won a playoff game under his watch. That's got to change. You start with that, start with making the playoffs. Start by winning a playoff game or 2. Then you can start talking about Super Bowls. They're guarded in what they say, but they all admit they've got high expectations. Everyone on that team that you talk to will tell you expectations are much higher this year. How high, they're not saying, and they're keeping it internal, and that's just fine. We could make all the assertions and observations we can or want to, but it's up to them to go do it, and they are saying it's up to us. So I think they're taking the right approach, but there are definitely expectations that they know they have to reach.
Bob, is there any conversation at all about the injuries that have beset the defense so early?
Yeah. I mean, Gannon addressed it. Some of the players have talked about it. They're not going to rush these guys back, but there's some good news. I mean, Bilal Nichols was on the field doing some stuff with trainers before practice yesterday. I think you'll start to see, I think he'll return probably before Ojolari, but he's probably not too far behind Nichols. And then, they're going to take their time with Walter Nolan III. And, Calais Campbell said, look, he told him, don't come back until you're ready, because those things have a way of re-injuring themselves, those calf injuries. And he's right. We saw it happen with Darius Robinson last year during his rookie season, also a D lineman. So they got to take it easy with him. He's a big part. He's going to be in a rotation, getting a lot of snaps this year. Don't bring him back till he's ready. There's no rush, but he is missing valuable time. Reps. There's not a wasted reps. And Coach Gannon reminded everyone of that today in his media session, that every rep counts, and he's right. And every one you miss is an opportunity miss. So, but you can't rush a guy like that back with that injury. Not now, because we saw what happened with Robinson last year.
And Bob, with that, with the full pads yesterday, as Jimmy alluded to, so you got
and today.
Yeah, whoa, time out.
Back-to-back pad days.
What?
Friction, baby.
Oh,
Friction.
Did hell freeze over? I didn't get the memo. Are you serious? 2 back-to-back scrimmages?
Yep. Well, full padded practices, yeah.
Oh, okay. There's there.
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot of heat. They're still bringing it. They were popping it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
I loved it.
I love it
I haven't
too.
seen that since the days of the hell. Buddy Ryan, maybe?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, that's probably the last time I remember seeing that. Maybe Wiz and Hunt did it. I don't remember, but I'm sure someone did it. It's been a while.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, because my question was, you got Max Melton now at one corner, and then Will Johnson, the rookie, at the other corner.
I got Garrett Williams playing outside too, guys.
Garrett Williams?
He's in that mix. Yeah.
And then Will Johnson, do you take the floaties off, throw him in the deep end, and say, hey, look, find the side of the pool or move forward? Is that what you do?
He's ready. And it'll be interesting to see how it breaks down. I still think, they're putting Garrett outside, I think, to push those two guys to find some separation from the rest. And after the 2 injuries to the known guys, they're Star Thomas and, of course, Sean Murphy Bunting. That room got a lot more competitive, by subtraction. They added a couple guys, but they're not, in the mix for starting roles and anytime soon. And so I think Garrett Williams is somebody to keep your eye on, because if they like him at outside outside corner, something he did play and excel at in Syracuse during his college career, I don't have a problem with him starting over Will Johnson if he's a better cornerback.
Sure.
And right now he is.
Wow. The Arizona Cardinals, an NFL team in training camp, had 2 back-to-back full pad days. I'm going to mark the day, man. We're going to mark the tape.
Yesterday wasn't so great for the offense, by the way.
We're marking the tape. That might make our Learner Row 1 call. That's all right there.
Yeah.
Bobby, thank you, pal, as always. Always good when we catch up with you, man. See ya.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
You got it. There you go. Bobby Mack, everybody. He's presented today by All City Towing, largest towing company in the state, and a place where your career can get a serious boost. Are you unhappy where you're working right now? You try to find something a little different. You want a new gig that pays well and also has terrific benefits? It's All City Towing. Let me just give you a quick example. The pay scale is solid, and they have excellent benefits like a 401k with an employer match. They have paid life insurance, even a monthly fuel allowance. Here's all you have to do if you want to investigate. Just go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. All right, coming up next, Learner and Row 1 call, that's all. And we'll also get into some of the results of our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Beat the heat with AC Experts. Is your air conditioning ready for summer? Don't sweat it. Our certified technicians are here to keep your home cool and comfortable. From routine maintenance to emergency repairs, we've got you covered. Enjoy staycations in a perfectly chilled home. For a limited time, take advantage of our special discounts on new AC installations. Call AC Experts today at 480-386-6980 or visit acexpertsaz.com to schedule your appointment. Stay cool, Arizona.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At White Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on righttoyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at righttoyota.com.
Craving a mouth-watering lunch that won't drain your wallet? Rush to Venezia's Pizzeria for daily specials starting at just $8.48. Sink your teeth into 2 giant loaded specialty pizza slices or a massive New York-style slice with a crisp, fresh salad, both with a drink and under $10. Dine in, grab it to go, or hit Venezia's.com. Forget bland fast food. Indulge in bold flavors at Venezia's. 7 Valley locations where family tradition delivers irresistible value. Venezia's.com.
Ready to hit Lake Pleasant the right way? West Side Recreation has your perfect day on the water. From Bluetooth speakers and tow bars to floating mats, tubes, full shade, and all the safety gear. Use code ESPN and get 15% off your rental right now. Whether you want to relax or ride wild, just bring the sunscreen. We've got the rest. Book today at westsideaz.com. West Side Recreation. We rent fun.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe voted Arizona's best law firm.
Eugenio Suarez is very likely to be moved before the trade deadline, and he is the prize right now. The Chicago Cubs are in on him. The Seattle Mariners are in on him. To a lesser extent, the Cincinnati Reds, Philadelphia Phillies, maybe the Detroit Tigers in the mix, but look at the numbers right there. 36 home runs, has a chance to get to 50 this year, and has been absolutely phenomenal.
That is ESPN's Jeff Passan. His thoughts on Eugenio Suarez and his trade market. He is not in the lineup today.
Eugenio.
That's what I said.
You said something like a Henio or a Hunter. Or I have no idea what you just said.
Well, you
just
know
say Gino Suarez.
My Spanish sucks. You
Hey,
know
Eugenio Suarez.
All right, see you, amigo. All right, so that is indeed our Lerner and Rowe one call. It is all powered by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check, just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always at LernerandRowe.com. What's on tap tonight? Well, it's presented by the new Orangedale Lounge Dive Bar in North Scottsdale. It's located Thompson Peak and Bell Road, just east of the Ice Den, and it's the home of the OD Mug Club. Get updates on X and Instagram. Just follow at OD Scottsdale. That's at OD Scottsdale. Right now, Diamondbacks, Tigers. You can listen on our sister station, 98.7, or watch on Cox, Channel 34. If you have DirecTV, 686. Game is underway, and the D-backs, following a Corbin Carroll triple and then another base hit, are up 1-0 here in the top of the first inning, and one out. They have runners at first and second. The national game tonight, starting a little after 4 o'clock. It is the Tampa Bay Rays at the New York York Yankees. All right, State 48 Roofing, it's your call. Question of the day. Manuch.
All right, for a free quote, repair, or installation, head to state48roofing.com and follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. Who do you feel has the most trade value for the Diamondbacks? Okay, less than 48 hours away. Who do you feel has the most trade value for the Diamondbacks? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it Gino Suarez or Eugenio Suarez? Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, or Shelby Miller? Again, Gino Suarez, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, or Shelby Miller. All right, Connor, what do you got in there?
So it looks like the people are going with Gino Suarez at a resounding 60%. Merrill Kelly was at 30% and Zach Gallen at 10%. Nobody so far for Shelby Miller.
You know, it's interesting. 10% for Zach Gallen.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the ace this year till they signed Corbin Burns. But I think I kind of hinted at you guys that Merrill Kelly is trending, going up the ladder as far as his value is concerned.
You did say that.
And those are some of the things you take a good hard look at when they come down the pike. So bases loaded, D-backs up 1-zip, 2 outs. McCarthy goes down swinging. Don't tell me you're going to leave 3 more runners on base. Yes, you are.
Yes, they
Going to
did.
leave 3 more runners on base. Again, bases loaded, 1 out, and only got 1 run. Could not press anybody, push anybody across the plate.
Hey, look, they got a run. What was that stat that you had? Do you have it in front of you?
Which
there?
one?
They had 2 runs in
They had 2 runs,
562 innings.
Well, 2 runs going into today's game.
Yeah.
2 runs in 38 innings.
Oh,
going into today, 0 for 22 with runners in scoring position. Make that currently 0 for 25 in runners in scoring position. Left on base, well, there's 3.
Yes.
So it's now 30 runners left on left on base.
Wow.
You got bases loaded, 1 out.
1 out.
You can't get a run across. You get McCarthy strikes out, and you get a pop out. Okay, what did Mr. Miyagi tell Danny? Wax on, wax off. Breathe, Danielson. And I think a lot of Diamondbacks are breathing. But again, Gino Suarez leading the charge, all things considered. Hey, just real quick, got a couple minutes left here.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And we were talking about how fines are 10 to 20,000 per day.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I got that wrong.
Okay.
They're $50,000 per day. In light of that, Trey Hendrickson is now going to report to the Cincinnati Bengals.
He's going to be a hold in.
Yeah. No, he's reporting. He's reporting. He's gonna try to restart the renegotiations. You think if he's married, I don't know if he's not, or a significant other might have said, "Yo, hun, $50,000 a day. You missed a week. 7 times I carry the $350,000 later. You think we should get our butts to camp? Do you realize you're diving into our kids' college money right now?
Mama needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, or a new kitchen or something." Well, Trey Hendrickson, for you Bengals fans, is reporting back.
Wow.
And we'll be back at camp to restart negotiations with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Manuch, what do we got cooking tomorrow? It's a great show.
Tomorrow catch up with Suns analyst Tim Kempton.
Yeah.
Campus Quickies. Woo-hoo. We're starting them tomorrow.
Yeah.
For the fall of 2025 with ASU, U of A, and Northern Arizona. And also Kevin Guy as the Rattlers start the playoffs for their 16th year in a row on Monday. So Coach Guy will be joining us tomorrow.
Can't wait to talk to him. He's always entertaining. And
tomorrow on Wednesday, Jimmy.
Wednesday, yes. Yeah.
Here at the studios.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll try to find them. It's always difficult for me, Manuch. You know my life is a struggle.
Say Eugenio.
That's what I said. Eugenio, yeah.
Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez. That's what
baby.
I said, yeah.
Again, did Mrs. Vlahos to work with you? Spanish teacher.
I would flunk.
Circa 1972.
I would flunk. Connor, thank you for all you do. We're out.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best